Dylan, can I have your final thoughts, please?
Final thoughts. No one's going anywhere. Second thing is, best bug. How to choose. Wow, what a question.
As you sneeze, your psyche is launched between a hellscape of cosmic horror and the depths of reality. You've lost your mind and who you are as a man, and you forgot to call dibs on the couch. You've now entered the basement. I called dibs on the couch. You don't get the couch, you druggie.
We're rolling.
Evening and afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Dylan and Joe Basement Podcast with Dom. And it's a podcast, not a podcast. And
that way we can tap the monkey.
Tap the monkey.
We can tap the monkey. Got old Admiral Nelson. Good old reference to last
God rest
episode.
his dry ass bones.
Speaking of last episode, this is episode 90.
Episode 90! The big 9-0. You guys know what that means, don't you?
9-0, which is a perfect time for half in person, half not in person. So we're excited to share.
You might have noticed that weird part about it. That we two people in one thing. The first time ever. And Dylan is in an undisclosed location, but it's working. I think it's going to be pretty good.
It's doing okay.
Look at this. Like Joe and I can do this. We can just do a quick little
patty cake, bakers. They do.
All right, now Dylan, you and me. All right, ready? Doesn't work.
I have an alligator in my hand, so it's a little different too. When you have an alligator in your hand, it's very hard to play patty cakes. But you guys,
those teeth are sharp.
Definitely do. Is it a reach around if it's under the table?
No.
Let's ask our audience about that.
No, it's not a reach around. It's there's a word for that though. It's like you're mashing it. You're just mashing it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
So, I think it's just called breakfast.
It's just called breakfast. So we're excited for another top 10, which we do on the anniversary of every 10th episode that we do. And this one is long awaited, long requested by our guests.
Actually has been requested.
For the first time, a request for the top 10.
So,
and the people
Lauren R, we're
in,
looking at you.
Yeah, Lauren R, thank you for your suggestion.
Yeah.
We already thought of it, so don't think you're so clever. It's just that now
You gave us the extra boost we needed.
All we needed was 1 or 100 people to say what they wanted to do. And any number in between there, we'll do it.
Yeah, and every time we hang out, she keeps telling us, and then we keep getting these comments all of our YouTube pages.
We're being
we need to do top 10 insects.
Insects!
And we're super excited to share with you who's going to win this one. And I don't know. So let's get that ball rolling.
So here we go. You guys know the rules for all our new viewers, which we have none. And if we do have one, I'll tell you the rules right now. Each individual on the podcast gets to put forth a nominee for their number, 10 through 1 being the last. We can, do multiple different species of the same type of insect, but we can each do one of each. So, for example, if we do a spider, I can do one spider. You can do a different kind of spider. Dylan can do a different kind of spider. We can't repeat those, but the list can repeat. So we each have to do one kind. You can't just say the word spider. Spider can't be number 9. It has to be something like,
Tarantula.
Tarantula. But even that.
There's too many different ones.
Exactly. Number 1. Number 2. It has to be an overwhelming vote. So it has to be at least 2-1 for the number to lock in. And if there is a tie, you cannot vote for the same thing twice. You can vote for yourself. You just can't vote for the same thing twice. Those are the rules of the list. Besides that, I think we know how this donkey kicks, don't we?
And the only other thing is, like always, we have already told each other our first picks. That way we won't steal them from each other.
Right. So we haven't stolen each other's number 1s because we've already announced that. You'll see that at the end of the podcast. But for the rest of them, we have no idea, and there's a good chance we'll steal each other's, as we already
It's a
have
possibility.
for number one.
Yep. This is why we do backups, folks.
I mean, how many insects could there really be?
Oh,
Just I don't know, like 70% of all species on Earth are insects. Anyways, here we go. Number
Well,
one, I think.
You mean number 10?
I mean, number
gonna try
10. Number one, we're going counting down.
While we're on
What
the
you say,
topic,
Dylan?
I said while we're on the topic, I do want to bring in some extracurricular information similar to Napoleon's Dick.
Please start with
And-
TikTok again. We're like 4 episodes in a row.
And that is that there are, according to top 10 most dangerous bugs, it said there's a billion bugs right now alive.
It's quite a few.
Yep. Just let
That
you know.
is,
In case anyone wants a little
a
extra.
lot.
Hey, they're giving bacteria a run for their money. Okay. Hey.
Get off me. Get off.
Okay. But yeah, no. I remember looking up like how many ants there were, and I thought like there's 3 ants to every person, and they were like, no, we're talking about one colony of ants. I'm like, oh, there's a lot of
Yeah.
them, huh?
I know a billion is like a lot, but I feel like there's just
Million
so
ants,
many,
everyone.
so many ants and
Oh, because again, a billion isn't 2 billion. It's a billion times
Yeah.
1 billion times. So that's
Yeah.
a lot.
it's a lot. It sure is.
I was listening to a podcast recently in the car, and they kept talking about the number of Google, which is like a number with, I think it has 100 zeros, and that's like exponential notation for like how big something is. It's mostly like for astrophysics, but they kept going like, it's a Google. My phone's like, I'm sorry, I can't hear that. I'm sorry. Say that again.
Yeah, but it's spelled G-U.
Yeah, but my
G-U.
fucking phone kept thinking it was like, hey Google, Google. And I was like, I had to fucking mute the podcast and skip by it.
There is one thing bigger than a Google, which I believe is
A Googleplex.
a Googleplex. I believe is 1,000 zeros.
No, it's a Google zeros.
A Google zeros.
That's why. Yeah,
That's like a billion.
but way more. Because
It's
a
Google,
billion only
it's a
has.
Google.
How many zeros does a billion have? 6? That's a million.
No, it's a million, so it has
9.
9.
So imagine
times.
having 100 zeros. I mean, now we're talking numbers.
When I was a kid, there were 9 zeros. Now there's 90.
And there's 90 episodes of Dylan Joe Mason Podcast. Here we go.
Hey!
Number 10 insect, the top 10 insects. How do you guys want to start it? I think we should start with Dylan, and then we should rotate through us here for number 10, and we'll keep track of it.
I
agree.
I
Dylan,
couldn't
give us
agree
your number
more.
10 top insect of all time. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thanks for the shout out to be number first in this whole thing.
Number
I
first.
really think that we might all get a 3-way tie here. So just buckle up.
I'm so mad he said the word tie. I was getting really excited. My brain was wet. at The very
We're a
thought.
little further away than that, but we can
We
still
can make it
do
happen.
We
Hey,
can.
man, you ever heard of
we've
cybering, bro?
We've all been on. I was gonna say.
Hey,
on
Dylan,
chat-
real quick, ASL.
Ooh, good question. I can't disclose that on this podcast.
All right, AS.
All right, ASS. Show that butt, baby.
Give me that AS.
31.9 and.
Oh, yeah, you're about to tip over.
And sex is yes.
Oh,
Like,
dude. We're going to high five that just for you, but that was for you.
thanks, dude.
Woo!
Location undisclosed, always.
Exactly. You're not stupid.
Never giving that away.
Mm-mm.
But so
Phone
so,
number? Fine.
for number
Address?
10,
Fine.
Location? Not a big deal.
No big deal. Yeah, don't worry about it.
We're going to be like the fucking Muppet guys.
All right. So my number 10 is
Statler and Waldorf.
Jacalo Terrace Renan.
You don't have to do the
You don't have to do the scientific
You can
name.
just do the name of it colloquially.
Okay, well, we were talking about this, you're like, you need to be very specific. You can't just say
Right, but the name, like
Say,
the
like-
name for so a Canis lupus is the name of a species. It's also called the wolf. You can just say wolf as long as you're talking about the same species. For
Okay.
example,
All right. So this is also, as you guys know it as, the giant sea scorpion.
fuck yeah, I'm already terrified.
So the best thing about the sea scorpion is that it's just like the scorpions that we know.
I thought we said we were going to do lobsters.
I know. That's the funny thing is that it's like just a scorpion that lives in the sea, except
pretty cool.
it usually wasn't found in the seas when they found this like 300 million years ago.
But they
It's
still named
found-
it that.
It's 9 feet long. It's a sea scorpion, but it's almost
Jesus
exclusively found in swamps. So imagine whatever your fucking choice is for number 10 is up against a swamp scorpion that's 10 feet long.
Damn.
Get the fuck
I didn't know
out.
you're going to pick all bugs that don't exist anymore. My list might be not up to snuff.
We
Too up to
have-
snuff.
The rules are the rules, and this is one of those
I mean,
ones-
honestly, you're right
You know
about
the rules,
that.
and so do I. I mean, he's well within his law.
Yeah, and it's true. When we did pick the mammals, I didn't pick saber-toothed tiger, but I didn't know we could, I guess. But here we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, you know, I've got rights, so I'm gonna use
Yeah,
them.
but for birds, you said there's a part either in it.
Dylan said Big Bird. I don't want to. If you're trying to cut me down,
No. I'm just saying it was either in the episode or while we were getting ready and didn't record it. You were like, don't forget, extinct stuff is allowed, but none of us had any.
All right,
But you brought it up.
all right, that's allowed. Honestly, I was gonna allow it anyway. I was just bitching.
I'm just saying. You're a
You
bitch.
know what I'm doing. I'm preloading my failures and to say that that's not my fault. But honestly, Dylan thought outside the box and he got it right. Sea scorpion,
Number 10.
number
Next
10.
up.
Let's go clockwise. Make it easier. Dom, go. Please.
All right.
Number 10.
My number 10. I didn't get my notes ready. Is
You only had 45 minutes to get ready.
the cone-headed katydid. Katie did. I mean,
Katie
sorry.
did.
Katie did. She caught the Katie.
You better believe she did.
Yeah. These things are, they're pretty cool. Pretty cool. I need to
Don't
be able to
slam.
read. Now these little katydids.
Katie did.
So I said I'm not going to get it right once. Don't worry about it.
You're trying to say Cat Daddy. That's the dance that Kate Upton did.
What?
I'll put it on the pod. You're welcome, all of you, besides my mom.
So these things, green, 2 inches. Like when you think caterpillar, it's pretty much what they are. They're not the flat faced ones. They're really the cone. If you see the picture, which will be on the screen, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, those fucking things.
Mm-hmm.
They're cool. They're green. Sometimes they're brown. But you know what? They can start green and molt to be brown.
Molting.
They also have a
No, what is molting for the listener that's not aware of this? Because a lot of insects do this.
molting is when you lose your skin and get
Mhm.
bigger.
Yeah. They don't grow bigger because they have a carapace or a like hard shell. It can't just expand like our like stretchy skin can. So whenever they grow, basically all their internal organs bust out into a hard shell and they have to smash through it. And a lot of insects and crustaceans and shit do
Have
that.
that, yes.
So they shed their skin. It's not just their skin. They shed their entire like
Body,
skeleton, and then they get a whole new fucking.
They also have a very unique call that I'm sure you're gonna have to put this in there. Also,
Okay.
everyone will recognize, even though we don't really have them in our undisclosed location. But unlike most, grasshoppers or crickets that do like a bloop, bloop, this is a just continuous. Maybe has a few pauses.
Mhm.
It's just a constant sound,
Just a
pretty much. And
Wow.
it may start off annoying, but just like anyone's been to a NASCAR race, it just becomes background noise,
Then you like it.
and you're just like, oh yeah.
So on a scale of like, well, cicadas don't make a constant noise. They have
No.
like a
Yeah, they have a kind of a rotation to what they're saying.
Yeah,
Like,
a chirp. Yep. Okay. All right, Dom. I feel like you didn't do it. Joe did that for you. I kind of want to.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
he was doing the cicada thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I just wanna hear
What's
this.
your sound like? If you had
It
to,
sounds like-
the source.
All right, now edit that in so it sounds like I'm doing it.
no, it all stays in.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Go ahead and
I
give
don't
your
remember
best
the
impression.
exact. No, it's something like. I don't even know.
Okay, so he didn't even bother looking it up.
No,
That's
I
what
heard it.
Oh, okay. Well, then what's it sound like?
I don't remember.
Okay. So there it is. The cat daddy number 10.
The
best
green. Sorry, the conehead cat daddy.
insect. You better believe it.
Sugar.
Now my number 10 is nothing to shake
Pretty
a stick
bad.
at. And I come in heavy and I come heavy and hard as I often do. I like to win every single number if I can, and I haven't changed this time. My number 10 pick, the Hercules beetle.
No fucking way. Number
I could have
10?
put it higher on the list, but I'm coming to play.
I can cross that off my backup list.
There you go. Cut that out. You know I
Yep.
looked that shit up. The Hercules beetle. My reasons for has to be a beetle on the list. Beetles are the most common species of animal on the planet by number alone. So there's so many species of beetle. Basically, we're all Beatles. Just ask Paul McCartney. They have a giant horn, looks like a rhino. They look like a fucking, triceratops, basically. They're the size of your hand, which is amazing. All these bugs won't be that big. If they're not from the Jurassic period. Then they won't be.
Watch it with that.
Some of them will be. But most of them nowadays aren't that big.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Yeah, the oxygen content of the planet and the heat is not as much as it used to be. And, notably, can lift 850 times their body weight. You heard me right. 850 times their body weight. Not 850 pounds. Times their body weight. That means that if I could do that, as much as a Hercules beetle could, I would be able to lift 110,500 pounds, which is the equivalent of a fully loaded C-130, which is nicknamed the Hercules. I rest my case.
Wow. Well said.
That is insane. If I could lift a C-130 Hercules, like a Hercules beetle, that would truly be a Herculean task. Also, they look cool. You'll see the picture now, but I mean...
Cool. And he didn't mention that sometimes their horns can be longer than their initial body.
Yeah, which is the same for my horn.
That's a good one.
I see
We're
what
joking
you did
around.
there with that one. I see.
We're joking around.
He was
yes.
talking about his nose.
I was talking. I'm Italian.
I was gonna say I just can't compliment how your delivery on this because I was gonna say if it can lift, what'd you say,
850 times. Its body weight.
850 times. I say it's like one hand lifting 850 hands.
Well, that's what you're here for, man.
That's
I wouldn't even
what my
thought of
brain's
that.
One way to look at it, yeah.
It's like if I could lift 850 of me. It's like, yes, very cute.
so well said.
It's like if a gorilla bench pressed 850 gorillas.
It's crazy.
Just to get you wrap your mind around it, you know.
In case Joe's wasn't good enough for you, this is what you need to know.
That's what we're here for. It's episode 90, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, and if you're studying for school, like you should by listening to this.
This is what you should listen to.
We are one of the most accurate podcasts in the world.
Maybe not accurate, but I bet you'll have a take that's not in the science book. That it'll make it look like you cared about it, you know?
Yeah,
like the penis size.
Or that ChatGPT didn't write it because it's shit like that.
Well, unless you're saying.
Only you're worried about that.
Okay, all right, just checking.
Cheater.
Anyways,
voting starts.
I just want to publicly announce while we're on the topic. I think I told you this, Joe, but I did give a wedding speech at my own brother's wedding that was written on ChatGPT.
Oh my god! You're what's wrong with the world.
That's.
Oh god!
I was very excited for you to tell the story about that, and I still am. But
it was.
Did
funny.
he know?
Was the bit that it was ChatGPT though? That was the bit.
That was the bit.
Right. Okay. I changed my mind completely. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I thought you were like, and then it'd be like, it's good. Like, no. If the bit is, it's ChatGPT, that's hilarious, and it's way funnier than most speeches ever. Okay. I should have had more faith in you.
It was just long enough for people to start, for me to hit the point where it's like, we've been brothers in crime since the birth. We've been through thick and thin, and we've been. It was like something like that, and I was like, I could see people starting to be like this.
Dude, I completely flipped my.
Yeah,
I'm 100% on board.
You get
great fourth.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
So
ChatGPT, and you know it. Now that's
Dylan. Your score for that is okay. Okay.
And
we don't have time for that.
I know.
I don't know.
The last thing I said was love ChatGPT, and everyone went nuts. It was great.
That dude,
that's good. That's good.
Fantastic job.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I hope I get to hear it.
Oh yeah, you can hear it. Yep, you can definitely hear it.
All right, hell yeah. So just for the sake of time,
I can use it again if I want to.
True. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Great. Yeah, exactly.
But
we did a 3-way battle against some fucking bugs. You guys ready?
Yeah, man. Here we go. I think we should recap just for the voting purposes. Yep. Everyone's down. So Dylan had
giant sea scorpion, 9 feet long, lives in a fucking swamp.
Just the name will do.
I have
somehow.
I have the cone-headed cat daddy,
and I have the Hercules beetle. And this voting starts with Dylan since you proposed the first bug.
All right. So,
And I'm going to be using bug and insect interchangeably. In this.
Yeah, it's too much work. We're not professionals.
Yeah.
here. We are, but not bug professionals.
Mhm.
all right. So
Entomologist.
I'm gonna be nice today. Not vote for myself for once.
That's
And
not
I'm gonna-
nice.
I'm gonna vote. Well, I really want to because mine would still win always.
Yeah,
So-
okay. Let's see about
But
that.
the giant sea scorpion's fucking great and all, but the horned
Mhm.
beetle is not
Sorry, the
only
what?
the strongest bug in the whole fucking world, the strongest anything living ever in the whole
Yeah, per capita or per square inch of his body.
per square mile.
Yeah, per square mile. Exactly.
Pound
per
for
square
Pound
acre.
for pound,
Ounce
Pound
for
for
ounce,
pound.
really.
milligram per
Never-
milligram.
Weighs about
Never
1.3
been more
ounces.
of a fucking powerhouse in
Yeah.
the history of fucking biology and
Yeah.
atomic disciplines.
I
vote that.
agree.
Hard fucking
that-
one. And in Bug's Life, it was fucking cool.
Hercules Beetle,
That's
one
true.
vote.
Forgot about that, dude.
Dom, you can vote next.
So I am not going to vote for the Hercules beetle. I'm
Fair
going
enough.
to vote for the Great Sea or whatever it's called, the ocean scorpion.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And the one reason for that is because that sounds fucking cool. 9-foot long scorpion lives by a swamp. That's gonna be pretty
Swampian.
badass.
We used to
And,
be a real country.
The the main reason why I'm picking that one is because I know my cat daddy's not going to win this, but
True.
is more because you got a fact wrong on your Hercules beetle, buddy.
What did I get wrong?
They've never been able to prove that it's 850 times that it can lift. It's close to 100. The dung beetle is actually stronger than the Hercules beetle.
Oh, I had the dung beetle, but I crossed it out because it was so dumb. I put the Hercules
Yep.
beetle, but the dung beetle I saw it was 100 or 1100 times its body weight.
Yes.
So 850 is still accurate. It's just that it's not the strongest. That's what you're saying.
No. The research I found was that they've never been able to prove it's 850. It's closer to being 100 times.
Okay. So I can only lift 100 of myself.
It's still pretty impressive. Because also
That's fair.
the Hercules beetle is 1.3 ounces, which means they can lift up almost a pound.
That's crazy. Doesn't matter because if you don't scale it up, no one cares. So your
Yeah,
vote's
I know.
for?
My vote's for the Great Sea Scorpion.
And you know what my vote's for? The Hercules beetle. Ba-dum-ba-dum. Sorry, I get the facts wrong, but it deserves to be on the list, especially because all three of you guys knew who it was, and you all loved it.
We all had facts to back you up, but I couldn't fucking vote
Thank
for it. I couldn't give
you.
you a sweep for number 10.
Yes. And we do have a poster board this time again, so we will be writing that down for our breaks to show the folks what we're doing on the breaks.
On the break.
But I think we should use at least one more bug for it to your break.
Yes, absolutely. So I start on this one then.
Yes, you do.
That's
Number 9.
This is a bit of a problem for me because I changed my answers a little bit while I was making my list.
Sounds like a you problem.
I didn't finish my notes, and for my number 1 and 2, I was going to finish them during the breaks, and I changed my number 2. So now my former... Oh, sorry.
I don't
looked
get
at it
Dylan.
wrong.
Are you with me on this? He didn't do his homework, and now it's everyone's problem, but his. I don't understand what that's all.
So
He was
my...
literally doing it here like half an hour ago, and he's still not done yet. It's 10 bugs.
But here's the other thing. I also looked at this
You know all
wrong.
about my picks, but you can't fucking write down number 9. All right,
Let me tell you something.
All right. No,
I was
it's fine.
wrong. I was wrong about my number 9 pick. I was looking at it wrong.
clip that. Clip the first part where he
Yeah.
says he's wrong.
Yeah.
We'll use that frequently.
Let's get the part where Joe says he's not cool.
That's gonna be on the soundboard. I
Um,
was wrong. I was wrong.
My number 8 pick is the turtle ant.
Wait a minute.
Number 9. My number
Okay,
9
just making
pick.
sure you didn't.
Wow, that
My
could've
number
been
9 pick.
No,
I was
it's fine.
wrong. I was wrong. Is the turtle ant.
Turtle ant.
The turtle ants are.
She never goes out except for the holidays.
Turtle ants are very rare. Found in tropical areas such as like Costa Rica and such. Sometimes even Florida.
That's Spanish for the rich coast.
Yeah. They're.
Oh, and Florida is Spanish for trailer park.
Never knew that.
Yeah, so is Arizona, actually. It's kind of funny. Different languages, though. But the turtle ant, they're not like regular ants where like you're like, oh, wait, well, their segments are round. These guys are bulky. They got these hard shells, similar to like a turtle shell.
Now I'm trying to see where the name comes from.
Yes. They're also, they live in trees. They chew into the wood and make their colonies.
Ooh, I've heard
But-
some bugs like that might make the list.
They're also flat and smooth enough that if they fall out of the tree, they can actually glide enough to aim themselves to land on the trunk, so they don't hit the forest floor and can climb right back up the tree.
That's called evolution.
And those are the minor workers that can do that. They go out to do all the scavenging.
The kids?
Yes, the miners. The major workers have these big heads, round, flat like a disc. Now, I've never seen Game of Thrones, but you know this guy, little guy named Hodor.
Yes.
What's his whole deal there? You know, just remind the audience.
Well, his whole deal is that he's part of the Stark family. He's mentally challenged, and you don't know why, for about 10 years, and then you find out that Hodor is he's trying to say hold the door. Hold the door.
Hold the door.
Hold door.
Well,
definitely worth the payoff after 10 years.
These major workers, they don't hold the door. They are the door. They use their heads to block the entrance of the colony.
I shouldn't change my pick because I have an aunt that does this.
Oh, I know all about this. Okay, now I know.
They have the big ashtray head.
Yeah.
And they punk it. Actually, a lot of ants do that, turns out, because it's on my list, too. Which shouldn't disqualify it, but it does make me want to vote for you, though. It does make me want to.
That is the turtle ant. Unless you want a few more facts, I can probably find some. That's pretty much it.
Cool.
The turtle ant is cool. I know that it's the only ant. Its entire job is just to be a fucking door.
Yeah.
There's other ant species that have that job too. I should say.
Get a job.
Okay. It's how there's different types of insects in a single. It's a weird thing about insects. It's like they'll have different types of themselves in their own colony.
Yeah.
Like you're a drone, you're a soldier, a worker, a queen. Like one of the ant species would just be like you're a door,
a door,
and then that's that turtle ant.
Door. I was born to be a door,
and I was born to be mild. My pick for number 9 is a fan favorite. It may not be as impressive as the sea scorpion, but I bet most people like it. Unlike almost all insects, which I should just say for the list right now, I don't like insects.
Oh, I love insects.
Generally, I don't like them in my house, in my life, on my couch, in my wife. I don't want them anywhere. But I do appreciate them for what they are. So number 9, I'm gonna set the scene for you. Picture a humid, starry night. Twilight's just begun. The sun's just getting over the horizon enough that there's a little bit of red in the sky. That's about it. And you stare at the woods and you hear the peepers going. Preep, 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 preep. A couple of crickets going, maybe. Crick, 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 crick. Maybe the katydid. Something like that. And then you realize a soft green glow floats around your eyes, almost like a fairy.
Oh,
it's
wow.
like fairy dust.
Oh, wow.
My number 9 pick is the firefly, also known as the lightning bug. I mean, this is one of the most beloved insects on the planet. They're never portrayed as like an infestation, annoying, or even like detrimental to your health. They're flying around. They have bioluminescence, which most animals on the planet don't have. Some of them do. Basically a chemical reaction that makes them glow beautifully in the night. And they actually tend to sync up their flashes of light. And there's a great video of a whole forest of them over 3 hours, all syncing up, where it goes from all random to all. The whole forest lights up 1.
Yeah, but that
2,
show got canceled
3,
way too early.
1. That's awesome. They're not mean. They don't attack people. They don't bite you. They're not gross. I mean, they look like bugs, but they have a beautiful glowing green butt. And they're fun to catch and watch. I mean, it's one of the insects that you could, along with, I was going to mention other insects, but I don't want to spoil the list for anybody else. But they're one of these insects that like people are generally okay with. And I'm okay with them too, because nothing greater than a summer night than watching the edge of the forest just glow up with fireflies and really having a good time for all of you. So not impressive stats, can't lift a lot, but bioluminescent ass.
If you allow
me
it,
later.
I have a story that can relate to that. Not going to boost the thing or anything like that. Not an argument.
All right.
Growing up, we always had a thing where between us and my siblings and my grandmother, whoever saw the first firefly, you'd call us. I saw the first firefly. My grandmother
Sign of summer.
always saw it first. One time, I swear, it was like
You don't believe
it was like late April. Pretty early, we saw one. I ran outside, it called, and I was like, I saw a firefly. She was like, I saw one last month in Italy.
Bullshit. Doesn't count.
I was like, come on.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
That's funny. Yeah, and look up their range. Maybe they're they're probably all over the place. But I know
I'm
they have
sure
them in
they're there,
Japan,
but
so they're probably all over the world
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
because of the graves in the movie. Anyway, that's my number 9 pick. Firefly.
All right. All
Dylan's
good
next.
picks. All good picks, guys. And I'm gonna save everyone.
Look, we're 20 minutes in already.
I'm gonna save everyone the trouble
Pretty good pace.
of the how you call it in the textbooks, and I'm gonna call it the parasitic wasp. And what it is it's currently the smallest bug ever. So it's a record holder, and it's 0.0005 inches big. And
How am I going to find the picture of this thing?
And it's
Look
definitely
down.
and it's definitely even smaller with girth wise. So
It's supposed to be long. It's the smallest bug ever lengthwise, and the girth is nothing.
The girth doesn't exist.
It kind of looks like a really
It's a
shitty
paradox.
wasp, but so one.
So a wasp.
It's pretty good at its job, like repopulating and fucking wreaking havoc because no one can fucking find it.
It's
But
basically
what
the
it does-
biggest germ.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's kind of cheating, actually.
And what it does is it like burrows its way into larvae of different types, and then
So for
eats it.
our non-insect heads out there, larvae are the young of the insect world. Babies, basically.
Yes.
Larvae, isn't that like the caviar of bug?
Yes, the eggs, the babies.
the babies.
Any
It's
other
apt-
words
it's an
that
apt
we
comparison.
have for-
Pretty much all insects have at least like 3 stages.
Yeah, they have more than one stage of life. Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't just
through
grow.
metamorphosis.
In stage, so I'd say stage 3 is
Metamorphoses.
probably universally the best stage of anything. So I'd say stage 3 is like full formed,
Yeah, stage 4. That shit's fucked.
That's when it gets fucked.
full attack, reproduction mode bug.
Mhm.
And at stage 4, the parasitic wasp is
I'm afraid it's incurable.
is killing it.
Pretty cool. Smallest bug ever. Plus, it's a wasp. Plus, it lays its eggs and other babies. That's fucking hardcore. That's very.
Yeah, and if I
insect.
didn't make it clear, you can't even have a battle against the fucking,
You can't
sea-
see an
can't
enemy.
fight what you can't
fight.
see.
sea scorpion versus like an
Yeah.
eighth of a human hair bug. Hard battle.
I think this is worth voting for just because it's the bug of bugs. Like, we can't fight bugs; they're so small. But this bug is a
The
bug.
bugs can't fight the bugs.
Yeah, the bug to bug.
That really bugs me.
Yeah.
Wow. We were gonna get through the whole episode without saying that. So now we got out of the way. We probably won't say it 5 more times.
Probably.
Probably
10,
not.
10 or 12.
I think we should start the voting because of
I
the
agree.
time that we have. Speaking of time, so I'll recap what our bugs are.
I
It
got
is
the turtle ant.
turtle ant, and I have the firefly, and Dylan has the tiniest. What's it called?
Small bug that eats.
The mini
caviar.
wasp.
The parasite wasp.
The
parasitic
the
wasp.
parasitic wasp.
Which is also what I'm going to vote for. That's such a bug thing. Being a bug's not about being the biggest.
It's about being
It's
the
being
best.
the best around and being like, oh,
Yeah.
you can't even kill me because you can't find me. It's the John Cena of bugs. This is what I'm voting for. Is the parasitic
I want to
wasp.
hit him.
Sorry, when I get this coat on, the
No,
glasses,
no,
I can't help it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I feel like a WWE
I
announcer.
just want to hit you so bad. Yeah. So my vote, as much as I want it to be the firefly because of all the fond memories I have, and it's one of the few bugs I actually like. Because most of my lists are bugs I despise. I might think they're impressive, but I hate them.
Yeah, dude's scared of
We're
bugs.
not voting on my favorite bug I like to hang out with, or the best insects. But I'm gonna have to go ahead and vote for the bug that bugs, the parasitic wasp.
It's a good vote. Real good vote. I'm gonna do the opposite, and I'm gonna vote firefly, just because we've all had so many good times around fireflies.
Yeah, I could have won.
I've never been to Fireflies, actually.
No, you fucking kidding me?
I've only been one time.
Oh yeah, dude. If you want to go see 40-year-old divorced milfs in bedazzled jeans from Marshalls,
Yeah, they have like a whole stage. They have a whole,
Dancing
Oh,
to
it's a hop and place. They
you
get
go for
full
the
bands
food, you
there.
stay for the gruel.
The people watching.
so
The
dancing
brain
to-
gruel.
you have that category of people and their counterparts showing up in their truck dancing to a live cover band of Aerosmith. That's
What's not to like? And they have a sauce bar where it's a whole salad bar of sauces, and you can just go up and just go
pick whatever
nuts
one you want.
Damn.
based
you
on the
want
location.
Cajun
Maybe our
barbecue sauce?
company retreat should be at the Fireflies.
Put it on the
Maybe
company
it should.
card, the DJBP.
And one of the coolest things is about Fireflies is that since you're allowed to drive drunk leaving there, because it's all cops that go there. You if you want to take a detour, you can just go straight out of the parking lot directly onto the golf course and drive around there for a while, have some
There you
fun,
go.
and then get back on the road.
Then you'd be in Raymond Road in no time.
Oh yeah, cut right through. And this
That's
did
a big
happen,
no.
and that's why I said that.
It's the perfect
Storm.
time for rollerbone.
It
Leaving
is.
yeah,
Fireflies. Drive around the golf course.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Get a couple sand
pegging the
pits.
rev limiter.
Don't feel it at all.
Da-na-na-na-na. Roll cage.
Yep.
So that
Absolutely.
signs it, folks. Number 9 best insect is the parasitic wasp, the bug that bugs bugs.
Wow. Bug that bugs bugs.
There we go.
All right.
And with that will lead us to our first commercial break on the podcast, because we haven't talked about commercial breaks, but we are a good amount in. And when we get back, we're going to hit the 8s, the crazy
The
8s. The crazy.
The eights of spades.
The 8s of gray. I am.
One time I gotta show you the new Green Day song, because guitar-wise, it's well, it's golden.
Let's make our escape.
You guys ready for my number 8?
Oh yeah.
Welcome back to the Dylan Joe Basin podcast after that commercial break. We did 9 and 10. Now we're at the number 8, and 8 is great. Dylan,
Yeah, and-
you don't get to go first because of the rotation. I get to go first.
Oh,
Can you
right.
believe
I
that?
thought it was my turn.
Oh,
Right?
I also thought he was going.
I was waiting for you because I thought you were going to bring us back to the podcast. But
Yeah.
I'm going to do number 8 to start out with.
Okay.
We've already had 2 beautiful insects, and we're moving on to the next one. And I'm coming in with the hitters, the heavy hitters, as I always do. This one, you might have heard of it. It might have been, frequented in media, movies, television, books.
Books.
The oldest
I
book
don't
ever.
read books.
The highest selling book of all time, perhaps, mentioned this insect.
50 Shades
Mein
of Grey.
Kampf?
Good guesses, both of you. I'm talking, of course, about Exodus, the book in the Bible. And my insect number 8 is the desert locust. The desert locust is a
Wow.
giant grasshopper-looking thing. They are grasshoppers.
They are grasshoppers.
But they're slightly larger than the average grasshopper you see in America or North America.
Yes,
But-
grasshopper.
They are labeled as the plague in the Bible. They're one of the great plagues that the Pharaoh has to suffer. And the Pharaoh had to suffer many things. The death of his child sucks. Raining frogs, weird.
The
And the
sicknesses.
walls will ooze green slime.
Oh wait, they always did that.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, the locust plague, they named these bugs a plague, much like the bubonic plague or like the other plagues that happened, because they actually affect human lives. And this animal, this insect, has fucked up so many people's lives. It's insane. They actually can change the way that farms work for an entire country. They induce mass starvation. They change the world. A swarm of desert locusts, when they're swarming and they're on the warpath, can be up to 460 square miles in size from end to end. That's a big swarm.
Yeah.
That's
What's
noticeable.
to that? Fishy.
What? Fishy. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. How about this? Per locust swarm at the height of its powers, it can be from 40 to 80 million locusts per square mile. So we're talking about a lot of locusts here, and they're moving together.
It's a real locust grove.
Yeah. And these locusts, in their swarm, can eat up to 430 million pounds of plants per day. Imagine this swarm coming in through your crops in an hour, completely wiped clean. They can hear it coming from miles away. It's like a tidal wave. It's like a hurricane. They come into
Wait, hold on. Which is it? A tidal wave or a hurricane? Those are different.
It's
things.
a force of nature.
All right, coming soon. Top 10 natural disasters.
I call volcano. These things are flying in. You can hear them from miles away because the sound just of the wings wrapping around, and they jump on. They eat all the crops, and then all of a sudden, now you and your kids are going to starve for the next 3 months. Locust is my pick. Desert locust for the number 8 best insect. These things are a force of nature, and they're famous for a reason.
I'm going to move the locus of control to something no one ever thought of regarding the
Locus of control. He uses the word locus without the T because he thinks he's being smart. Which he is, but he did say locus of control.
I didn't get it.
If there was if there was an opposite Bible, I feel like that they would see it as an opportunity, because if you have one locust or that eats
a loci,
that has a belly full of grass or whatever they're eating, or crops.
Belly full of ass, right?
There's a lot more locust to eat than crop. So you're quadrupling or quintupling your food source if you just have a giant net and collect all the bugs and eat those.
Now that's thinking your dipstick.
That is thinking your dipstick.
Because they do have a lot more protein, like per
capita.
Yeah,
than any other living thing.
I think it is more than chickens, though. It's a lot of protein, like in the small.
There's a lot of bugs are supposed to be like.
But if you had a net the size of a locust swarm,
who's a net?
Wouldn't you just put it over your crops? Then they couldn't eat them anyway.
Then you need 2 nets.
And then you reverse
one
it.
to cover that. Then you need a giant crane.
The thing that flip it and reverse it.
You can't build that without the aliens coming down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 400 square miles plus is a tough net to build, but I see what Dylan's saying, and I think they should have tried.
Yeah, maybe they did.
But no, enough about my bug.
Yeah, Dylan,
it's your bug. I'll have my time to argue when we vote.
All right. So imagine this. Imagine a 400 square mile plague of.
Now you're just junking my shit. Now I'm pissed about that.
I'm just saying. Imagine this. Imagine it's instead of locusts, it's what you guys know of as the Meganeuropsis permeata, but I know it
sounds like another dinosaur bug.
I know it as the giant,
is this bug 400 square miles long?
As the giant dragonfly, which is the biggest insect to ever have existed in the history of all things, and it's about.
He is blowing this dragonfly. We have to bury him for this.
It's about 3 feet.
I would love to.
All his stats are going to be about the size and not how dragonflies are the most impressive insect in the world.
I would actually love to watch him blow a prehistoric dragonfly.
Let's watch.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dylan.
Okay. I don't have one at the moment to blow, but 3 feet.
Well, why don't you start with our minds and we'll go on from there.
You can. 3 feet. 3 feet by like 20 inches is what this is. So imagine instead of a 1-inch bug, you've got 3-inch bugs, 40 miles wide. Like, good luck getting a net for that. That's all I have to say.
Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Asshole.
For that.
Mm-hmm.
Who's a net?
You motherfucker, I already said that.
What's a net?
Did you? Shit.
Oh.
That's how bad that joke was. You said it. Fuck.
That was bad.
I thought you were ignoring me. I didn't know you didn't hear me say it.
Didn't hear
so,
it.
You'll see it in the edit.
That'd be
it
bad.
all stays in.
It's pretty big.
Yeah,
and to hold the record as biggest ever. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I looked it up when I was learning about dragonflies and how impressive they are.
It was pretty sweet.
Yeah, this is impressive.
I'm impressed.
Me too.
Okay.
All right. So my pick for number 8 is something that hopefully I can pronounce correctly.
Hope so.
Because as far as I could tell, it's the thing that I actually learned doing all this insect research is there are so many bugs, insects out there. A lot of them don't have like specific names for every single species.
Yeah, there's like multiple versions
of
the same one and stuff.
They usually it'll just like, oh, what's the most we can narrow it down? All right, that's it. There's 1,000 species of that.
Right.
And that's as close as they can get. So this is the Phasmatidae stick bug.
Hey, I had it in my bullpen.
Yeah.
So these ones, yeah.
So obviously, I think we're going to reference Bug's Life a lot in this podcast.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you are.
I didn't bring it up the first time. Think of the stick bug in that, but not that one, because that's a skinny one. This one, these are the big ones.
Mm-hmm.
They're fatter. They look like, they're not like little sticks. They almost look like little, not branches, and in between of sticks and branches.
More of a twig situation.
No, twigs are smaller than sticks. So maybe they look like a stick. In regular
they
sticks,
look
like twigs.
Yeah.
But these ones are big. the biggest one ever recorded was 25 inches long. So we're talking, it's a stick bug that big.
Almost as big
And
as
how much girth?
as a giant dragonfly.
Yeah, for the length.
Almost.
Yeah, almost.
What's the girth looking like?
Girth, what's like a Hebrew national? Something like that.
In other words, the ideal penis. 25 inches,
Not too
quarter
big.
size.
Not too
So
small.
the cool thing about the stick bugs is obviously they're designed specifically for camouflage.
By Christ.
Yes. And no, by his father.
And the Holy Spirit.
And they don't, their whole thing for predators is they won't see me. If they do, then I already messed up.
Yeah, there's really no defense mechanism after that.
But say something does get it and they're big enough, it just gets one of his legs, they can grow the leg back.
Like a tree.
Just like a tree.
Wow.
So that's why my vote is for the Phasmidae or something like that stick bug.
The stick bug. Good pick. Like I said, I had it in my bullpen. Had to mention the stick bug. The camouflage that bugs have beats every other thing. I mean, they don't go, I'm going to change my skin to the color of a stick. They're going to go, I'm going to make my entire body the stick. I am the stick, Rand. All right, so to repeat, my pick for number 8 was the desert locusts, and Dylan was
Giant dragonfly from back in the day.
Yeah, yes, in the day. And Dom was
Mine is the big stick bug.
the stick bug. All right, I get to vote first. I am tempted to vote for the stick bug because it was in my bullpen, but then I remembered I picked this one, the locust. It is one of the most famous bugs on the planet. And it's one of the only bugs that can affect human life to the point where it can change the fate of an entire nation. And there's still a problem because they never built that net. And in a lot of nations, they still have locust swarms, have a problem with the crops, or the craps, as they say. And so my vote's for locust, number 8. Dylan, you get to vote next.
Giant dragonfly.
Fair. Dumb.
All right, well, I'm voting for the stick bug.
Okay.
We have our first tie here, folks. We love to do that. Do we want to do middle litigation? I can tell you my only litigation is that when Dragonfly comes up later, I'm going to list 100 stats about why Dragonflies are more infested and impressive than being the biggest bug a long time ago. So I'm not going to vote for you. I will not vote for your Dragonfly no matter what. It's nothing against you, the Dragonfly. It's the fact that it should be high on the list, and the species or the Felidae or phylum
Yeah, but
is
aren't
more
you-
impressive now than it is just being a big bug that used to exist. Dragonflies have a lot more going for them now than they did just being a big bug that used to be. And that's
But aren't
my
you
take.
A big
reminiscent?
bug that used to be.
Aren't you reminiscent of when we used to be a real country? When we
No.
had giant dragonflies? That's when this was a real country, dude. Those were the times.
Well, Pangea.
Yeah, dude, it was a real time then. We had shit
Ah.
like that. We had giant dragonflies. We had fucking giant swamp lobsters. Sorry, swamp scorpions.
Giant swamp scorpion.
Do you want to say
Yeah.
anything else before we vote
Yeah,
again?
this was a better time, dude.
Yeah, what I want to say is,
Yeah.
have either of you ever actually seen a stick bug in person and held one in your hand?
I never held it, but I have seen it in person.
I have seen
I've-
one person, never held one.
I've found them. I've held them. They're just so cool. They're
Not aggressive because if they are, you notice them.
Yeah, that's their whole thing is they don't have to be aggressive.
They can't be, or they'll be noticed.
Other than that, all I have to say is, Dylan, I hate to shit down your throat here, but you could have done a better job on the dragonfly.
Yeah, that you really fucked that up.
Well, you guys, I chose the.
We're
giant
both going to defend your
dragonfly.
pick later,
That's fine. You can. Do
but that is a great idea, though. And I do also have a core memory of being a child walking into the Museum of Science in Boston and them having a replica of the dragonfly, the one you're talking about,
Oh, yeah,
and
I
having
remember
the robotic wings, and I'm being like, it was that big, holy shit!
Dude, also,
I mean, that sticks in my head right here. I'll never forget it.
Gen 2 Pokemon Yanmar.
Anyway,
Giant
so
dragonfly.
the voting starts
Big
again.
bug,
I'm gonna vote. I can't vote for the same thing twice, so I will vote for the stick bug for number 8.
Stick bug, fucking sick. Love them. So cool.
Done.
Big fan.
And I'm going for the Locust Amocus.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, baby, do the locust.
Locust Grove.
Stick bug gets number 8 on the list, which will bring us to the first. What do you call it when it's the end of the lineup? New batting lineup.
Top of the order.
Top of the order. Thank you, Dom.
Top of the order to you.
Top of the order to you. That means that Dylan is back, starting our number 7 pick, and now. I know I always say this, but I'm going to keep saying it. Now the list gets really juicy. I mean, here we're getting the really crazy bugs. They're really going off the tail with these ones. So, Dylan, let's go ahead and start something with 7.
Thanks, dude. Number 7, coming in hot from the island we all know. This is the Lord Howe Island Phasmid, one of my favorite bugs.
Ooh,
It's
what's
also
that?
known as the land lobster. And
The lawn lobster. How could it not make the list?
don't get confused for the scorpion. It's
No.
This is the land lobster, Lord Howe.
Also, I
Island.
can't believe you brought up. I'm actually happy you brought up arachnids early on because, like, your entire list. No, go ahead. Sorry. The land lobster.
It is the rarest bug in the world.
Holy shit! Even rarer than the bug. That
Yep.
thing's crazy.
Yep, it's
Well, I argue the rarest bug in the world hasn't been found yet.
well, it's found,
Dude,
but
don't-
it's very, very critically endangered.
Okay, yeah.
It's not that great of a bug, but it's the rarest bug. So just like Dom mentioned with Myanmar,
Don't sell it too hard.
it's-
I've done what he's doing right now before. I get where he's coming from.
yeah, if you collect,
It's not good, but
but I like it.
I like it.
if you're into collecting bugs, this is the number one to get.
It's the holographic Charizard.
Yeah,
bug.
if you're trading bugs, collecting bugs, looking at bugs,
No, it's the Ken
most
Griffey Jr.
people
rookie card.
have
Come on.
never seen this bug. Therefore, it has done a good job at that. And
Good for that.
And from that, I'll give it to Dom. Great bug.
All right.
Lord Howe Island something bug. Good bug.
Coming to me, my number.
You have to refer to your list when we do the votes. Okay. The something bug.
Most rare bug ever.
Most rare bug ever bug.
Wasn't it called the lawn lobster?
The
Yeah.
land lobster.
Oh, the land lobster. Yeah, there you go.
My number 7 pick is a bug insect that is pretty much everywhere other than Antarctica and like the North Pole and shit. Like most bugs, probably every bug ever is in most places but those 2 places. Just settle down.
My number 2 pick is that. I hope you're not picking that one.
This is a bug that we've all definitely seen flying around in the summer.
You say Weevil?
No.
Oh, I said Weevil.
I said we've all.
That was a good joke. Joe, edit that. That was good.
It all stays in.
I caught that so fast. That's a bug joke. You said weave
That
all.
was good. That
Oh,
was
God.
good. That we've all seen around
You have to keep going.
in the summer, in going through fields or around openings near rivers and stuff.
Sure.
And I think we've all seen this and go like, what the fuck is that thing?
Yeah.
That it landed on me. Oh shit! Get it off. And I've been bitten by one, and I thought I got stung by a bee. This is the robber fly.
Robber
no.
fly.
I
Oh
know.
yes.
Oh no. Oh god.
Now the robber fly.
Oh yeah.
It looks like a fly, but with instead of just the fat body, it has like a long body, kind of almost like a tail, and it still has the legs underneath it and the wings of a. It has only one set of wings, which is what makes something a fly. And these
Dragonfly
things
is 4.
are 2 sets, not 4 sets. I said sets.
Yeah, but no,
See
but
what you're saying,
Dylan's
though.
right though.
Same with bees, also.
Conversation's getting unbearable.
Is that a mammal pun?
What? No.
Anyways,
Unbearable. I'm
The
having a
robber
hard time
flies-
keeping up.
our,
This conversation feels like I have a tapeworm in my intestines.
just pull the tape around on my ass. Hey,
No, go ahead.
but the robber flies are great hunters.
Mm-hmm.
They can take down animals such as
A whole stagecoach in 20 minutes, Arthur. Because he's robbing it.
They can take down wasps, small grasshoppers, bees, and even other robber flies.
Damn.
And
Wow.
Fly on
basically,
fly crime.
they'll sit on a leaf, and they'll just look. They see something, they fly towards it. If they get it,
They themselves towards it.
they bite down on it, and they just eat that bitch.
With what? A proboscis or
With their
teeth?
mouth, or they. Is
Mandibles?
that how it's pronounced? Proboscis?
Yeah, the long.
Oh,
straw.
that. Yeah.
Or do they have mandibles?
No, it's the fly. It's got the tubey tube.
Look at the tube.
But yeah,
Proboscis.
rubber flies, they're cool. I like the way that they look. I think they look cool.
Mm-hmm. Which
Getting
is worth points, and I don't know if you agree, Dylan, but I think looking cool is worth. a
yeah,
lot of
I think
points.
it's one thing that most insects have
Especially
going
for
for them is
insects. Yeah.
is
Oh, yeah.
the looks.
They're
Yeah.
pretty wild.
But for the most part, they'll land on you as long as you don't aggravate them. They'll be fine.
So what happened to you when you got bit?
I
I was
was
gonna say, is this kind of like
walking
Spider-Man?
through. I was walking
Where-
through the woods. Actually,
That's why he always steals my shit.
Actually, I was. Actually, I wasn't
I
walking.
am Robber Man. Give me your hamburgers.
Robber fly. I got bit by a robber fly.
Give me right now. Now I've robbed people and I can fly away. It's called no
Very
room for
cool.
swift justice. I know. I was picking up baseballs from behind a backstop in the woods.
Mhm.
And I must have brushed up against a leaf that it was on,
Didn't like that.
and it got me right on the top of the hand. And right before a baseball game too, because I was practicing at home before going in. My dad was like, "All right, time to pick up the balls." Bah! Couldn't play the first 2 innings.
Damn. No, that after the backstop is dangerous because it was all
This
like,
is the old school one before we did the whole field.
yeah, but it was all like, but it was always being disturbed because constantly there was a metal chain link fence getting smashed up, so all the bugs were always agitated. I remember
Yeah.
going back there and grabbing a softball that went, foul ball, and a mud wasp stung me in the finger. And the first time I ever felt the sensation of the pain shooting up your veins.
Oh,
that's
Where you could feel it hit your elbow. I'm like, what
Yeah.
is it? Because I've been stung by a bee and it burns on the point, but the wasp, it really got me. So I could feel it shooting down my arm, and I was like,
Well, yeah, and back behind that fence there, I mean, those aren't just mud wasps and fucking robber flies. Those are drunk ones, dude. They're drinking.
Oh, they're hammered.
There's so many
24/7.
empty bottles there. That's got to be
That's a
where
good point.
Yep.
They're belligerent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're drinking the Keystones, the fucking.
Well, not Keystones.
Well, no, but there's just a lot of
PBR
like,
bottles.
If they're old
I mean-
enough, you get a Miller Genuine Draft here or there.
MG.
Yeah,
or a straight
definitely.
Michelob.
Rolling Rock.
It's like that, like kinky brand nips behind the home plate there. They're drinking that shit. So
Mostly Dr. McGillicuddy.
that burn is a rough burn.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
tough.
you don't forget that.
No.
So, that's my pick for the robber fly.
Number 7.
Joseph, what do you have?
My number 7 is going to come correct.
Oh, I'm sure.
My number 7 is a bug that would make a great kung fu hero because that is, of course,
Oh,
the praying mantis.
nice.
Excellent vision.
Do you have a more specific species of mantis? Because I do.
I do not. I'm
Hold on,
sorry.
hold on. Are you talking about the ones that we have around here?
The green ones.
European mantis.
Remember the European mantis. Thank you for the qualification, Dom. The European mantis, the green ones with the eyes and all the stuff. They have built-in camouflage. They kind of look like leaves, which is kind of cheating because they're already killers. They have scythes for arms. That's an insane thing to have. Your arms literally fucking sickles.
Yeah,
I mean,
think Scyther from Pokemon.
think that.
Good reference.
They're known to hunt large prey, which includes hummingbirds. There is actually data of scientists going out there and watching them sit on a hummingbird feeder and trying to kill a hummingbird with their little sides, which is ambitious.
Appreciate
the hummingbird is a
the
small bird, but it'd be a
Still,
large insect. Also, this might come up in the list later, but a big part of praying mantis is something called coital cannibalism, which in layman's terms is you fuck somebody, then you eat them when they're done. And I'm not talking about I'm talking about literally consuming their flesh for sustenance. Because who would ever eat them when you're done? When you're done, you're done, right? No, am I the only one? You eat them first, then you finish. You don't after. It's insane.
My lawyer has informed me not to talk about this on the air.
They kill and eat their mating partner. They also have been known to escape bat attacks by sensing the echolocation hitting them, and then
That's just batty.
and then they use their size to slice the bat's legs off. So even if they get grabbed by the bats, they start slicing at them and they fall out of them. And to finish it all off, the fact that praying mantis wouldn't be on this list is insane. The European praying mantis should be on the list, or at least some praying mantis. It's one of the most famous bugs of all time. because not only is it badass, it's devoutly religious.
It's a good list.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Dylan.
Joe. So,
Any recap for us?
Do a
so
little
do a
recap.
quick recap. We got the Lord Howe Island Phasmid versus.
Can you give us the land lobster, right? I mean the layman's terms.
Yeah, the land lobster, also known as the rarest bug in the world.
Right on.
Rarest
Very
bug in the
rare.
world. In
That's what its
layman
quality
terms.
is that it's very rare.
You never
its
heard
best
of it,
quality.
and that's the cool part about it, is that you never will see it.
And once it's well known, Dylan won't like it anymore.
Yeah, because
right,
you're a
yeah.
hipster for
Because
bugs.
I like to wait in line at restaurants just for the sake of it.
Mhm. Well, if you didn't like it, then why are all your Snapchats about it?
That's a good point.
Exactly.
I'm obviously kidding. I don't have Snapchat.
Not anymore. He used to twice. My seventh pick
I was selling
the,
Windows.
Was the robber fly.
And mine was the European praying mantis.
Ooh, okay. Good.
Dylan can
Good
vote first.
run here. I have yet to see. I know that most of these are borderline apex insects of the predator realm.
Ooh, clip that.
Ooh, clip that.
Apex insects. That's good stuff.
But I haven't heard of any of these being able to take a Jackalopterus or a fucking giant dragonfly. So where is we the top of the food chain now? Just saying.
I don't know. It's your vote.
I know.
Why do
That's
we
what I'm
care what you
saying.
think?
That's why
We
I'm
don't.
saying probably the. Oh boy, what's gonna win this one here?
Ooh, boy.
Mhm. Can you guys repeat yours again?
Sure.
Robber fly.
European praying mantis.
Oof.
Can you repeat
Yeah.
yours again?
I'm gonna say, it's the Jeffrey Epstein Island sacred, sacred one. You know, I'm gonna say.
The one little rich white girl who can keep her mouth shut. The rarest insect in the world.
All right, I vote praying mantis because they were always on my list of they were in the same category always as quicksand, tornadoes, and volcanoes. And
Why?
praying mantis because it's in the same book.
Okay. It's
Yeah,
because of
and
things
that-
you see on TV that you just haven't seen in real life, or you thought they'd be more common? Or what do you
Well, they can fucking absolutely talk about like lifting 800 times praying mantises. They have they can crush shit with your arm, like you said. They
They'll fuck somebody up.
They
Yeah.
fuck shit up, dude, and they're deadly predators.
Very cool.
Real fucking good at fucking it up.
One vote for European praying mantis, Dom.
So I am also going to vote for the European mantis
Mhm.
because that was my number 5.
Damn. Well, good
So
thing I made a list.
I'm going to
Good
use
reason.
this time to give you some more facts about the European mantis.
Let's hear it.
So first of all, you were talking about the echolocation.
Mm-hmm.
That is an organ called the midline metathoric ear,
Ooh.
which is in between the third pair of legs.
Now you have my attention.
And yeah, it's so sensitive it can pick up ultrasonic sounds, ultrasound. So I mean that thing could see a baby,
Yeah. And then it
or
knows,
it could hear the noise the machine makes to see the baby.
it knows when it's pregnant
and
itself.
it knows when it's naughty and nice.
Yeah.
Also, let's talk about the eyes for a second, because everyone knows the head of mantis. He's the 2 big black eyes.
And they have pupils, which is strange.
Yes, and
Most bugs don't have pupils. They just have a big fucking mess of stuff. And mantis,
Also-
you can see its little dots and it can look at you.
most bugs don't have the sign of the predator, the forward-facing eyes.
Very good point.
Oh,
and
wow.
those
Yeah.
2 eyes are not all they
Binocular
have.
vision, or for predators, think of a prey, eyes are on the sides.
In between those 2 eyes are 3 more eyes,
What the fuck? These guys are cheating.
and they're called the compound eyes. And collectively, they can
Oh, a lot of bugs have that. The compound.
see the
eye,
more just like shapes and stuff, more than that. And also,
bugs are just cheating, basically.
Last little fun
Evolutionarily,
fact.
they have everything.
they can turn their head 180 degrees.
Wow, just owl style.
That's why I'm voting for the European mantis.
And I'll vote for the European mantis as well, which will give us the number 7 slot unanimous decision, the European mantis. It's a mantis. It's a mantis. There you go. And yeah, that'll take us to our next one here before our next commercial break.
Commercial.
Because the top 5 requires a sense of dignity and honor. And also, Dom's going to write all the signs, or write all the numbers on a big sign and show everybody.
Yes, do a little updated.
We forgot to do that, but we'll do that next.
So on to what is this now? Number 6.
Number 6,
Number
or
6,
Sace, as they say.
This is kind of where the thing I love about doing these episodes is something that you would have put higher ends up.
That's the kind of shit where if I would have done that, it would have ruined the podcast and you would have pitched. I have.
Sorry.
No problem.
Now we end up stuff like it's for you guys it's like oh whatever, but for me I'm like I had that at 5. Now my choice number 6 being higher than what I have for 5.
Right.
This is an interesting thing that happens.
Sure.
So my pick for number 6 is the green lacewing. Now the green lacewing is a little green bug, probably about this big. It has see-through wings with these interesting hexagonal patterns.
Hexagonal.
That's what I said. I hold it together and kind of give it like a lacy look.
John Wayne Lacey. Love it.
So these things, they mostly eat nectar and pollen, but they'll eat some bugs from time to time. In fact, the green lacewing is extremely beneficial to gardens, to the point where farmers will order them to release them into their fields.
They want them around.
Because they eat the things that eat plants.
You like that shit.
They'll eat things like aphids and mites and whiteflies and leafhoppers. Oh my. So they're not only are they're cool looking, kind of like a Vibrava from Pokemon.
Okay.
But they're literally beneficial to farms.
That's cool.
If you type in green lacewing on Google, the first suggestion is buy.
How to order them, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. Humans like shit like that.
Oh yeah. It's like free labor. We'd love that.
Free lacewings.
That's my pick, the green lacewing.
Very, very nice. And a cool reason why. But unfortunately, you're not going to beat this one.
He says that all the time.
Because number 6, number 6, the monarch butterfly. Ever heard of it?
Ooh, oh, wow, yeah.
First of all, this is the standard for what a butterfly is. Thinking of butterflies, you're thinking of this one, the monarch butterfly. Caterpillars, which are the larva stage of the monarch butterfly, can eat 200 times their body weight in vegetation. They just gorge themselves until they.
So that's like 200 times.
That was like if I ate 200,000 times, or 200 times my body weight, 1,000.
That's not that much.
Yeah, it's like. Anyways, they're also they're poisonous, and don't forget, poisonous does not mean venomous. Podcast listeners, you know the difference by now, don't you?
If you don't, go back and watch all our episodes until you find the is it poison.
And here I go again. Venomous means if it bites you, it's poison. Poisonous means if you bite it, you're poisoned. So it's poisonous, which is why it can have such bright colors. And it flaps its wings an average of 6 times per second, which seems like a lot. But compared to any other bug, it's
nothing.
Barely flapping because it's such it's all wings.
It's almost like a giant bird, which is
yeah. But because it's not fast at all, it's very garish. Butterflies are the only insects you can just catch with your hand. Like, it's no problem at all. And it's because this butterfly, if you eat it,
you die.
You're going to get sick.
Why am I fucking talking?
You're going to get sick. And on top of it all, besides the fact that, like, I think my only argument should be that it's the most famous bug ever. It's the monarch butterfly. It literally is, like, on symbols and shit. Like, it's the butterfly. And it's the king of the butterflies. It's right there in the name. It's right there. It's a monarch. But at the very last point I want to make, it migrates 3,000 miles every year in North America, from all the way up in New England to all the way down in Mexico. The monarch butterfly is not only impressive, a staple, the main butterfly. And butterflies need to make the list. The monarch butterfly should be our number 6, if not higher. That's my pick.
It's a great pick.
3,000 miles, that's here to Los Angeles. It's a fucking bug. If it flaps its wings 7 times... that would be like you going to the fucking moon and walking. It's insane. That's not a real statistic. I just made that up.
It's pretty close, though.
No, everything said on this podcast is 110% factual.
Well, if it's not, I'll be sure to mention.
If it's not, it's at least fractional.
It's at least tactical. Dylan.
On
your
that
pick.
note, and on a similar note to the possibilities for contestants to win number 6 today, I got two things in
Contestants,
common
I
with
like
you
that.
guys. Is that one, this thing is known as on Wikipedia a fucking
You have to say on Wikipedia. We know how you
no
found out about
piece
it.
of shit dick fucking fly. That's what it's called.
It's the official name.
Yeah, and some people know it as the
You mean the
greenhead-
POSDFF?
as the greenhead horsefly.
Oh, yeah, we all know this one.
Fuck.
Can't
We all
not
know
go
this
without
fucking
bugs
asshole.
without talking about this asshole.
Yeah, it had to be said. It had to be brought up.
Had to
at
be
some
done.
point.
Had to be done. This
Had to be
is
done.
the only fucking fly I know of besides a fucking wasp that bites you. What's that about?
Yeah, and even wasps don't bite you.
No, you can get bit by a wasp.
Sure, but they mostly sting you with the large
Mostly
venomous
stings, doesn't
stinger
bite.
they have.
This piece of shit is even more disgusting, and because it fucking bites you at the beach. What a
Hold on, are we
What
the
is-
adult tour?
what a-
Can you say
hang
whatever
on,
the
hang
hell
on.
you want?
It bites you at the beach.
Donkey dick.
What a fucking buzzkill! And
Oh!
Buzz Killington.
Oh, and they buzz right by your fucking
Oh,
ears.
look
It
at Buzz Lightyear. That
fucking
show
bites
to
you.
Infinity and Beyond.
Fuck.
it bites you, it hurts, and then it itches. What sack of bullshit hellhole did this come
That's
out
some
of?
fucked up shit right
So
there.
that's
And you're trying to have fun at the
it's
beach,
not
your skin's
they're
exposed.
Small. It's like they just are like the right size to be absolutely
Well,
irky and shitty.
they're like a horse.
And
How big they
and
are.
they come out at like the
This
best
thing's
time.
so
to
big
go
it
to
could
the-
ride a horse.
They come out to like at the best time on the beach. They are just large enough that they can't be controlled with insecticide, so nothing can fucking kill them.
Oh,
and
fuck.
there's no fucking option. They're just fucked, and they will
Shit.
fuck you.
There must be some kind of predator we can.
I
unleash
bet
upon
uranium
them.
fever would get them feeling down.
Oh yeah, yeah. But then the beach is ruined for everybody.
Yeah, probably, but maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like
yeah.
radiation ruins most beaches.
Yeah, my guess is the Tabanus nigrovittatus.
Whoa!
There's
Hold on.
no way.
Hold on.
That's how it's pronounced.
Sorry, can you say that one more time? The
Tabanos nigrovittatus.
yeah, no, he was right.
Yeah, gonna be calling it that from now on.
Damn, I got bit by that anus.
Those goddamn anus negros. I like to shorten it
His words, not mine.
when I get beat.
I know I'm
I mean,
dressed
bit.
like I'd say that, but I didn't say it.
Yeah,
It's a
make sure you
horse
throw-
fly.
Make sure you throw a Verde in front of this, and you got a real fucking
Bird.
Yeah, Verde. Yeah,
dumb fucking bug. Yeah,
damn.
cool.
That's a good pick, man.
Thank you.
And
Things I didn't know though is that they're pretty much just they're like East Coast marsh assholes.
yeah,
Not
like
really-
Long Island people.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, they
Definitely
take
like
as
Long
soon
Island
as you
people.
see one at the beach, you just pool noodle in hand, ready to smack that bitch.
And
No,
you know
dude,
they're
you
gonna
see
get
these
all
things
over your
that-
girlfriend's ass as soon as she rolls over, just like people from Long Island.
When you see these at the beach, it's time to go home. Like there's no you can't wrap yourself in enough towels to not have these fuckers fuck you, you know?
No,
That
just like when your girlfriend's at the beach in Long Island.
means
Montauk.
you need a new girlfriend.
The Montauk Monster,
Beast.
the horsefly.
Talk monster. All right.
Let's start the voting.
All right. So
To recap, our picks are:
I have the green lacewing.
I have the monarch butterfly,
I have
and
the
Dylan has the.
Tabanus nigrovirus.
Oh, so now it's a virus.
Yeah, yes, pretty much.
The pandemic.
So I'm gonna go with my own pick, the green lacewing. I really like that it's the first one we've mentioned that's beneficial to humans,
Mm.
and helps us keep our food from getting fucking killed by little bugs.
Mm-hmm. Bugs, yeah. I get that. I think that monarch butterflies are also beneficial to humans. They drink nectar, which means they are pollinators. And speaking of pollinators,
Green lacewings also drink nectar. I mentioned that.
Right, but they also eat. Oh, it's so weird.
Yeah.
Because they're proboscis. Anyways, I still vote for my own pick again. Monarch butterfly. Green lacewing?
Yeah.
Monarch butterfly is on the list. Is my vote.
Sorry, I didn't know this was a beauty contest.
Just like the firefly and the monarch butterfly, the tabanus is so much of a staple.
It's a sign of summer.
It's a staple to everyone who listens to this podcast, like me and your moms. And like they know, like they know.
To be clear, only my mom listens because of the language.
Yeah, my mom can't handle this shit.
Because
She can't
of the
fucking
language.
listen to this.
Oh yeah, me and your mom does, but the Dom's mom, but she can't handle the.
Yeah, she did complain at the brewery one time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
She was complaining about episode
maybe
70.
to not use the language as much, but that's not a negotiable. So sorry.
Yeah, we're trying to watch
The
the
more
fucking
the more
language.
drinky poos to come, the more the language floweth.
Okay.
Yes.
I think Plato
exactly.
said that.
So
No,
just
that
like
was
all those-
Aristotle.
No, it was Diogenes, you son of a
Staples.
bitch. Sorry.
You can't have sunshine without the rain, and this bug is the rain.
This bug's good because how much we hate it.
Yep, that's it. Tabanus.
All right, we have our second tie of the night. Do the tie alarm. I really should do a TIE fighter sound when that happens.
Oh yeah, you should, dude.
Yeah,
Oh my
get
god.
that
Why
going.
haven't I done
Get
that
that shit
before?
going.
Let's
Let's go
go.
right now. Write it down. Write it down.
You guys are hearing it right now.
Yeah,
Um,
vote that in. Gotta do it.
So I'm gonna say I don't even need to back mine up anymore.
We don't
because
have to always repeat. We can just say if we want to vote again immediately. We can vote.
I already know what my vote is going to be for this next round of
Okay,
voting.
Dylan, do you want to deliberate again? Or you just want to just do the vote
Just do the vote.
again? Okay, yeah, done.
I'm going to vote for the anus bug because as much of an asshole as it is, as soon as he mentioned green-headed
You
horsefly,
knew exactly what I'm about.
transported me back to multiple vacations. I was thinking about. I immediately could think of actual instances of interacting with this insect.
Yes.
And it's the only one on the list other than the stick bug where I immediately was like, and the firefly, where I was immediately like, oh yes, I remember. I can tell you exact details.
Where I was.
It's actually better than those last two because I can tell you like, oh, this big fucking one this year, but that's person.
Yep.
And for just the sake of the memories it brought up, I'm going for the green-headed horsefly.
Thanks for the memory. For your listeners out there, not viewers, that wasn't us being drunk. That was Dylan's cat jumping behind him. He's very cute. You missed how cute he was if you didn't watch the video.
And specifically, he jumped and landed on a typewriter.
Go read it. Was it a masterpiece?
That same typewriter wrote up this page and the one to the right of it.
Yes. And
That's
somewhere there's the Wallace poem that's typed up on this typewriter.
Anyway, since I can't vote for myself, and as much as I respect the Dom's argument and Dylan's argument there, I'm going to have to vote for the lace fly as my
Lace wing. Come on.
Yes, lace wing. I'm sorry. my number 6 pick. Not the horsefly, the lace wing. Which means that I think Dylan gets the deciding vote.
Dylan
We
gets-
tied
yeah.
again.
I can't not pick the monarch butterfly. What am I supposed to do?
Ah, tied. Oh! Another tie fighter. Okay.
I forget. How does this happen now?
It means that you can only not vote for what you just voted for. So now you can vote for your own again.
Yeah.
So we can vote for our own again if we want to. I probably won't because I don't want to get in so many ties, but we can relitigate. I don't think we should. It's too early in
I
the
think
game.
I'm ready to go.
I think we should just keep going.
I got to stick with the anus, the horsefly.
But you just voted for it.
I can't. Yeah, you're
So you
right.
can't vote for it again.
So I'm going for the lace wing.
Okay, and I'm voting for the monarch butterfly. Because it deserves to be on the list. It really does.
I'm going for lace wing. It's a great bug.
Lace wing takes
Great
the
bug.
number 6 slot. The lace wing.
Joe, is that a UFO behind you?
Or are you just happy to see me?
What?
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, it is a UFO. Yeah, it's a cool.
Cool
It's a
little-
skeleton. It's butterflies. I mean, I wish you could see it, but
It's
yeah.
not a
Yeah,
monarch,
you
though.
can
He doesn't
do
love
some
them that much.
mushrooms. This is great.
Yeah, it's fun. You know,
This is good.
it's all fun, and that'll take us to our next commercial break.
Well, let's go down.
When we come back to the Dylan Joe Basement Podcast, we're going to be hitting our top 5, and at this rate, you're going to blow your nuts up before we know it. Now, do a buzzing sound when we leave.
Hello, love. Welcome to Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. It's me again, Langston Hughes von Hammersmark. And if you observe right here, one of the most famous paintings of all time. And if you observe right here, is a slight dust mark. That's right, Diane, a little bit of dust. You wouldn't be worried about that too much if you're worried about the goddamn car payments. The labor bureau's up our ass. But I digress. What I mean to say is this painting may well be worth 20 million quid. In fact, it's hard to be found anywhere, like Diane's sex drive. Diane, you heard it here first. I'm goddamn broke now. It's your fault, you crazy bitch.
Welcome, Buzz, back to the Dylan and Joe Basement Buzz podcast with Dom.
He
Dom
didn't
is
go under
sitting here.
basement. He went under podcast. He said,
If
Buzz.
you're not listening in the car, something Dom is here on my left with a Christmas gathering sweater with a rooster on it. Pretty good.
Yep. And the rooster is wearing a Santa hat.
Wow.
Yep. Because I
You
didn't.
might recognize that from episode 70 when
Yes.
he was wearing an earring and he had some beard work done at the time.
Yep. Yeah.
I had beard work
yeah,
at the time?
yes.
I don't remember the beard work. What was the beard work?
You shaved your beard.
Oh, I shaved mid
For
podcast.
Christmas.
Yes.
Right. I forgot about that. I forgot. I was pretty
You
drunk
had
when
an
I shaved.
interesting facial hair for that pod.
Yep. No,
Yeah,
that was
that's
good.
not the only thing
I would
interesting
recommend
about
looking at
that,
an episode. It's one of our
The best thing about
Weaker
episode
episodes.
70 is how good episode 71 is.
yes. I mean, episode 70 is something,
Yeah.
but this one's gonna be huge.
There is. I do have a coworker that found out about the podcast, and I told her, I was like, just don't watch episode 80 because we were really drunk in that one. Totally forgot that it was 70.
70, and not too, everyone. I mean, not everyone, but like three people that are talking to me about the podcast and be like, "Yeah, I looked at the podcast episode 70." It's like, oh, it's crazy. I'm like, oh shit, you
That's
looked up-
not the one. To
that's
watch.
the one you watched.
There's
God
two you shouldn't watch. That one and the very first one. Except though, Alien is the Jesus is a great topic.
it's just Jesus was an alien.
I know.
Topic, yeah.
But without that podcast, there would never be this podcast.
Yes.
Yeah,
And without
yeah, I
without
think
the
that's
wreck
the
of the
most-
widow, I wouldn't have been able to become a part of this.
Right.
But we're
hold on a
talking-
second. Don't want to say something one more.
I was going to say, and
Wi-Fi.
brought to you by Wi-Fi today.
We're
we
sponsored
also-
by
Wi-Fi internet.
And
Wi-Fi.
that doesn't say anything.
Wi-Fi
Cover that part
internet.
up.
Wi-Fi internet. What a concept!
I know.
Love it.
Wireless, fireless. It stands for.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep raising the bars.
So Wi-Fi is great. I have no idea what it's going to say, but we're super pumped to be talking about the top 5 now.
Absolutely. And because, as of course is tradition, we're going to run down the top 6 that we've already had just to catch people up and catch ourselves up, actually. The top 6, they're locked in. They cannot be changed at this point. Insects of all time, starting with the Hercules beetle at number 10. Number 9, the parasitic wasp, the bug that bugs bugs. Number 8, the stick bug, the bug that's a stick. And number 7, the European praying mantis.
And I don't know about you guys, but I'm fairly satisfied with this list so far.
I'm quite satisfied. That's a powerful list as far as we're concerned. Which
Oh,
brings
yeah.
us number 5, and I don't remember who starts this one. I think it's me, though. Didn't you go last time
I did go first last time.
So it'll start. The top 5 will start with Joe's list.
Mhm.
And I know I keep saying this, but
Top 5 starts with Joe List.
This is when it really starts getting really heavy, and I'm going to win every single one.
Especially when I got to take one of my bullpen and put it for number 5.
And that's why I'm so glad that we had the sea scorpion, and we established that arachnids will be counted as insects for this list, because my
Well,
number
just
5.
not lobsters though. No fucking lobsters.
No lobsters, no
Land
crabs.
lobsters, yes.
Land
No
lobsters,
fine. That's fine.
fine.
Sea lobsters,
Scorpions also fine. Just
right?
No,
That's fine.
the line is lobster.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
the lion's lobster,
I'll even accept crayfish.
but it wasn't a lion.
But it wasn't Iraq. It was Iran.
My number 5 pick is I had to put one of these on the list, and obviously I have all these other ones. What's the most venomous? What's the most deadly? No. I want to do the most famous and the coolest one as my pick for this group, which is the Black Widow spider. Number 5 pick. The Black Widow spider. Cool as fuck. Looks cool. Looks terrifying. Has the shape of a red hourglass on its body. It's fully black besides red hourglass. I mean, what in nature, those hard lines, it almost looks like someone made it for like a movie or a comic book based on a Russian spy. It's the most venomous spider in North America. Its venom is 15 times stronger than a rattlesnake, which has been known to take down bison.
But how much can it carry?
Not that much. It's very
Flame.
It's not very strong.
Sorry,
at holding
I don't
stuff.
mean to sabotage your shitty point.
But you know how spiders are. They don't carry
Yeah,
things.
spiders. Creep.
Yeah, they wait for you, and then they bite you, and then you die, and they suck out your insides with the holes in their fangs. When the Black Widow venom reaches your nerve cell, the chemical reaction that happens inside your nerve cell actually dumps other chemicals to the other nerve cells. So it's it actually, the chemical response in your nerves signals all your other nerves that this nerve has been, high alert. Basically, instead of it destroying the nerve cell, it activates it over and over again, meaning that all your nerves are alongside it get pain response over and over again. So not only does it hurt your nerves, it actually tells your nerves to tell your other nerves you're in pain. So it's harder to walk or stand.
What does it have to do with nerves?
The venom.
I can't believe you would have the nerve to ask him that.
Yeah, I feel like it's a nervous system affecting agent that affects
It is because when it starts coursing through your veins, your nervous system, it causes severe pain, muscle cramps, swelling, and chills, also known as flu-like symptoms. It's also a coital cannibal, where it gets its name, much like the praying mantis and other animals, where it goes, "We're done fucking. Time for you to die. I already have your DNA. Now I'm done to eat you." But strangely enough, the Black Widow's rate of coital cannibalism, also known as "you fuck me, I eat you," is very low. It's only about 2% in the wild. But it's named after the fact that it does that because in a laboratory setting, when it was first named after this, every single time a male Black Widow, which is much smaller, and a female Black Widow copulated, the female would eat the male because the male couldn't escape. It was in a glass cage. So it just would try to run away, and the female would be like, "All right, I got what I wanted out of you. Now I'm going to eat you." But in the wild, only 2% of sexual interactions between Black Widows ever end up in cannibalism. So in the wild, the male can kind of get in, get out, and get away as fast as he can.
A real John,
as
you could say.
Yes. But in a lab setting, it doesn't happen that way. So the Black Widow is named for the fact that she will kill her husband, and there's even murder cases named after that. But in the wild, it happens 2% of the time, which brings me to the question I want to pose to this podcast. If every time you had sex with another spider person, whatever you prefer to have sex with, I'm not going to choose whatever you want, would it be worth it if every 2 out of 100 times you would be eaten by her?
Well, see, what you're not thinking about is the possibility of an invention of spider condoms.
Okay, well, we're
You're talking about procreation. You're not talking about sex.
We're talking about procreation. Toss that part out. I'm talking about just literally, would you do it if 2% of the time she might eat and kill you? And add on to that, she's the kind of person who would.
Saying this to the guy who said 100% of the time that you eat out Catherine Zeta-Jones, you get throat cancer, and the answer is yes. Take a guess.
Michael Clark Douglas.
Take a guess what the answer is going to be for this one.
I say yes for you. Am I right?
If it's 100% of the time you get throat cancer for Catherine Zeta-Jones, it's going to be 2% of the time for this.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's good odds. Them are good odds.
Guys.
All right. That's a vote 1 for him. Dom, would you do it?
Well, see, the thing is that you often forget is how fast I am, and I'm actually faster than Joe. It's on record. I can run faster than Joe.
Not on record.
And I think I can get away. So I think I'd be less than 2%.
Okay, but we're going to go on the hypothetical of 2%. It's also not a spider killing you, so let's stick with the 2%.
Yeah, no, I think I could I'd do that.
Okay.
What Dom's saying is he can undo the belt quick enough from the closet.
He thinks that he's going to ruin the hypothetical.
From the closet.
Just to get there. And that'll be our first unanimous, or second unanimous vote of the night. I will also do that. 2% is not that high. And also, she must be crazy.
Dude, 2% milk is best milk.
Yeah. If it's some, I mean, yeah, I'll leave it at that. I think we all unanimously decide we would risk it to get the biscuit.
Yeah.
That's my pick for the number 5 insect, the black widow spider. Dylan, you are next.
Great one. I feel like we're all about women this number. Number 5. Number women, 2%. Everyone's saying these numbers right now. I'm saying
Everyone's saying this.
Queen. Is it the queen? I believe it is the queen.
You can't just pick one bug. You have to pick the whole species.
I am
every
picking the
queen
whole
bug.
species. It's because this
He's
is
picking
very
the Queen Mother
specifically
Mary.
What it says.
Queensland?
is that
Australia?
It's almost
Queen's
its own
right.
species.
Queen's of the Stone.
Is the termite queen.
So,
termite.
wait.
No. This is not termite versus termite queen versus termite door holder.
So you're picking a species of termite called the queen termites? And it's the whole species.
But yeah, let's say that for now. And
No. Let's say what it actually is, which is you didn't actually figure it out. You just picked, not every, but most insect broods have queens that,
Indeed.
You can't just pick one kind of it.
How do I say this? Okay.
Figure out what species of termite it is and pick that species, and then tell us about the queen after. Go.
I'm still caught up on 2%. Okay. So I feel like we're getting.
You sound like the IRS.
I see you're drinking 1%. It's like you think you're fat.
There a
You
little
could be
bit.
drinking whole if you wanted to.
Also,
wrong,
my name is
Ghosting
hidden from the IRS for a reason on this podcast. So
Why, is it because your name is Saddam Hussein?
that's what they call me.
Who's they?
So
Used to be
no.
a he.
All right. Can I just say? All right. We got to figure this out as a group. That's why we're together, right?
That's why we're
This is true,
together.
This is true.
Yeah. That's why we're
We
together.
can shit all over you.
The termite queen
Mhm.
can, over their entire lifetime, lays 300,000 eggs,
That's a lot
and
of
they
eggs.
can live between up to 25 or 50 years. And
What?
That's a
some
That's a big
scientists-
difference.
That's insane. It's
Some scientists say 100.
no 100.
That's why I'm saying termite.
That's got to be the
queen.
longest living insect of all time, if that's true.
That's why it's here. It's the termite.
Right, and then again, the article you clicked on, figure out what species of termite that is, and we'll be good to go.
because it's good for the goose.
Because there's
good for the
mound
gander.
builder termites, there's
No,
North
I get it.
American wood burrowing termite. There's a lot of different kinds of termites.
Yeah, no, I forgot to write this down.
Also, bigger than a gigabyte is a teramite.
good to know.
That all stays in.
Awesome.
I'm
no,
not
the
embarrassed 'cause it was a
species
good joke.
of this one is the Lord Howe Island termite. Did you hear me?
Thank you. The
all
Laura
it takes.
Powell Island termite.
Yes.
Thank you for. There you go. The longest living insect easily. I mean, come on, 100 years.
Yeah, come
Yeah.
on.
Well, let's just
100
stick with
years?
50 and be,
It's like 50
you know,
and just be,
even
even
that.
that.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That fucking island's producing some shit, dude. It's-
Wow. Imagine how long the Black Widows live there. Imagine how long the White Widows do.
Yep. The fact that the Lord Howe
different blood
Island
disease
has not
than
only
stuff.
the rarest bug ever, but also the longest living termite is out of control.
Wow, that is fully out of control.
Yeah.
Call the Orkin man.
The thing is that music makes me lose control.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so that's so now Dom, you go.
So my number 5. This is the first time I've had to pull from my vault.
Bah, 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 bah,
Bah,
bah,
bah.
bah,
And I need a little bit of Luna moth in my life.
Ooh, that's a good one. Talking about pretty ones.
And the Luna moth is I've never seen one in person, but I've seen plenty of pictures. They are just gorgeous.
Yeah, I've only seen her profile. I never
So good.
met up with her.
Interesting thing about so they were originally named in 1700 as the Felina plumata carata, which roughly translates to brilliant feather tail.
Wow.
And it wasn't until
Sounds like a cute Native American.
about a couple
girl.
hundred years later that it got renamed to something else in Latin that translated to the Luna or lunar, but they shortened it to Luna.
Moon
moth.
moth.
The moon moth. And so these they have an interesting thing. Obviously they start out as caterpillars in their larva state.
That's how they do.
And when they become moths, they don't have a mouth. They can't eat. Their sole purpose is reproduction at that point.
That is a fucking heavy debt to get into. As
And,
soon as you become an adult, no longer eating, you're only fucking, and that's that.
They only live about a week if they're on the West Coast, of course, California, they can live up
Insects are
up
fucking
to 3
crazy,
weeks.
dude. There's no evolution is like this. You don't live. You just
You
reproduce.
reproduce.
That's all you do.
If you're on the West Coast, kind of in California, they can live up to 3 weeks. So with that one to 3
versus
week,
50 years for the
that
fucking
one
termite.
to 3 week range where they're alive, they can lay between 200 and 600 eggs.
So they're putting all their chips in one element of.
And to quote myself directly, written off my notes,
you can just say with a nose.
freaking beautiful, man.
Freaking beautiful.
They are
beautiful.
absolutely gorgeous.
You guys
you'll
will see on the-
some over here.
Yeah.
Beautiful green, almost like it's a.
As far as moths go, it's one of the most beautiful moths.
Oh yeah, it doesn't even look fuzzy like the other moths do. It looks smooth.
no.
Like
It doesn't
like
look
a
like
beetle.
a dirty bag of tricks.
they're just
Great mom.
they're mouthless fuck machines.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's what I wish Dom was.
I'm actually the opposite.
Yeah, you're a mouthy, fuckless animal. Alright. So,
Hi Maggie. How's it going?
to reiterate, our options for number 5, we're in the top 5 here, are the Black Widow spider, and then Dylan, reiterate, you're the tropical, what is it called?
Lord Caesar Island Queen termite population.
All right, so we'll call it the island termite.
Island
That'll
termite
make it
works.
easier to say. And
Yeah.
then Dom's was the Luna moth.
Luna moth.
Yeah, okay.
What was yours? I didn't pay attention.
The Black Widow spider.
All right, the black widow spider. Yeah.
Okay, so I
Yeah,
think the
so-
voting starts with me. And because of the fact that I'm scared that spiders won't make it on the list of top 10 insects, it would be weird for me to not have it on there at all. I'm going to vote for my own once again, selfishly, and put the Black Widow spider up there as my pick of top 5. Dylan?
Nice. Oh boy. That Black Widow. Good spider, dude. Real good one.
All right, so obviously the Black Widow already wins. I'm gonna go.
Well, the spoilers. Dom, go ahead and read your vote.
you both just voted for it,
Go ahead, vote, Dom.
but I'm gonna vote for the Luna moth because it's so freaking beautiful.
Yes.
Also because Black Widow spiders are terrifying, but I think spiders are very misunderstood. Because the thing about all spiders,
Yeah, all black spiders matter.
doesn't matter how venomous the spider is, because all spiders have venom, whether they can have big enough teeth to bite you or not. They will not bite you. They are not scared of you until you apply pressure to their abdomen. That's what. That's where all their organs are.
That's where they get it.
That's where they're like, "Oh, fucking killing you."
Yeah.
So you could.
Well, they should stop resisting.
Yes, exactly.
It's their
Do
own
not
fault.
exist the pressing of your abdomen.
No,
to look
stop
for
resisting.
weapons. You could get, as long as you don't touch you can get underneath the abdomen's fine. It's from the top. Press down. That's when they want to
Really?
go for it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm still voting for Luna Moth, but yeah, Black Widow spider wins.
That's well
I'm
thought.
glad
Number
that
5, the Black Widow
a non-insect made it on the list,
hmm
but I think it's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah, it's good bug, dude. Real good bug.
I can't imagine the entire list not having. We should have just called it bugs.
Hard to argue with number.
Bugs would have been too hard. That would have been all over the place.
What do you say, Dylan?
I said hard to argue with kill count. You know, when it comes to
Yeah,
bugs.
kill cats, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty
And
important.
also, I mean, bugs being able to take out humans always has a soft spot for me. They're so tiny.
Yeah.
A Black
Yeah.
Widow will put you in the hospital. That's pretty good.
Because Joe's so scared of bugs, he can't get hard.
Oh well,
real
I
soft spot.
can get cramps, shortness of breath, swelling.
Hold on, is this a drug commercial or what?
No, this is if I get excited.
If you have shortness of breath for more than 4 hours, please contact a doctor.
Yeah. Speaking of having an erection for more than 8 hours, is it my turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. Number 4. Oh man, finally time for this one. This is the dirtiest bug in the world, and also one of the most survivable.
You can't put yourself on the list.
That's been established.
This is the Lord Howe Island cockroach.
Another island for you. I wonder what the article was that he found all these fucking things on. I know he didn't. Let me just rack my brain. What's the most? I mean, the Lord Howe Island cockroach. That'll be the one.
That is the
I'm
most.
taking up your time.
Yeah, it's the dirtiest bug ever in existence, and it's the most survivable. It can survive a nuclear fallout, no problem. Not even a fucking problem.
So it can crawl out through the fallout?
Yeah. Yep. Crawl out through the fallout and just fucking fuck up your stove and your apartment.
Watch your language.
Lord,
Yeah, don't
Howe
say
Island.
stove. Joe doesn't have one of those. He uses a hot plate. Ooh-ha-ha.
Nice hot plate for your sip of sunshine there. Hot plate that up
Mhm.
today.
That's how we...
Don't let him fucking distract you from your point. Go ahead.
That was my point. Is that the Lord Howe Island cockroach
Try to stand up for you.
is fucking great, dude. It's a good bug.
It's
dude.
so basically the best cockroach.
So you're saying... So when it's... When you... the
So
typical,
cockroach.
The typical...
Because I looked up German cockroach is the most common cockroach and the easily survivable one. But
The
you pick
German?
up the island. Yeah, the German cockroach. That's
Damn,
the one
they
that has.
Holocaust your house? That's fucked up.
They can survive Zyklon B.
That's why they're never in the showers.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
jeez.
yeah. Anyway, I would have picked that one, but Dylan picked the what's it called? The Chunga Bunga.
Lord Howe Island.
Chunga Bunga Island banana.
Lord Howe
Cockroach.
Island cockroach.
All right. So that's the pick for number
Yeah.
4.
Got it, dude.
Now we're top 4. Now. I actually might vote for him though. I'm talking a lot of shit, but I might vote for cockroach. I think should make the list as much as spider should. But
Yeah,
anyway, I
dude.
think that
Everyone's
that's all you have to say.
like,
Then,
hey,
Sean,
what
sure.
bug will be here when every other bug is gone? It's the cockroach every time.
Right. And
It's
then
not the fucking giant sea scorpion in the swamp. It's just
clearly because
Because
it
it's shitting on his own
because it
things
hasn't
now.
existed since humans have existed.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
clearly
Some
not that.
say it does though. So watch
It hasn't existed since mammals existed. Let's be
It hasn't
honest.
existed in thousands and thousands of years.
Millions
This is,
and millions
This is
and
the
millions.
Florida Keys Yeti water version.
Yes,
They
because
still
of the
see it.
rarity.
They still see it sometimes, clapping its claws, dude.
Clapping that ass.
Is it my turn yet?
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
your turn.
My pick for number 4 is a very cool little guy. That this is probably my out of all the ones on my list that I found I had never heard of, just found from researching. This is my favorite one.
Mhm.
It is the great diving beetle.
Wow.
This beetle spends its entire life underwater, but it does not have gills.
It needs to breathe air.
What it does is it sticks its butt up out of the water and it traps air underneath its wing case.
I thought you were gonna say its butt. You thought that too, listener.
No,
you thought
I
he was gonna
thought it
say
was
the
like-
ass.
I thought it was like if you're in the ocean or a pool and you fart on your back, like you're laying on your back and you fart, that sometimes you get an air edema.
Yeah, that's how they breathe.
It was like, oh, it puts its butt up, and then it's like a snorkel or a
Yeah, and then it just
whirlpool, and
farts
it just,
itself more
sucks-
breath
sucks
later.
in- It sucks.
Tastes
in-
bad, but I'm not dead.
yeah, it sucks it in through the exhaust pipe.
Isn't that what you said when you got kidnapped by the cartel?
I
Dom.
can suck it into the.
No, it tastes bad, but I'm not dead. All right. Anyway, so what does it actually do?
All right.
Even smarter.
Yeah, so it holds air under its wing case and it only has a little bubble you can see that keeps the air,
Mhm.
and it breathes that, and it can stay under for up to 30 minutes at a time.
That's longer than any animal.
And they've evolved.
This sounds an awful lot like a Lord Howe Island type of bug. How close is it to that?
No, they live in the northern hemisphere.
No, the
So
diving iguana can
we
go a
have
little
them
longer
in
than that.
this undisclosed country.
Oh, thank Christ. We still have them. We can go find one right
but
now.
they actually evolved to having one set of legs that has or feathery that they can use as paddles
Try to
when they're
swim in.
underwater.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and I know we've mentioned a little bit about larva states of things.
Sure
In
we have.
their larva state, you ever see the movie Men in Black?
Yeah, Galaxy Defenders, right?
You know those creatures that are always drinking coffee. They never know.
Yeah, they
fucking
call them
anything?
the worms, even though they don't look like worms.
Yeah.
In the movie, they're called worms.
They kind of look like that in the larva state, but their butt stays out of the water the whole time. Those things have these big fucking mandibles. Do you know what their main meal is? Tadpoles.
Oh, they eat
Wow.
tab.
This is a bug that in its larva state can catch, kill, and
Amphibians.
eat tadpoles.
It's pretty cool.
It's their main, basically like their main source of food.
So what do they eat when they
Nice.
become the beetles? They must eat other.
Other insects and small fish.
Damn, that's brutal.
To be fair, these beetles are only about this big, so they catch like minnows. But
a
they're-
minnow to a beetle.
they're smart. They go for ones that look like they're weak or injured, that can't move very well, and they dive in, they catch them, and there's I can send you a great video to add into of them just fucking eating a fish.
Classic
It's
move.
crazy.
It's like middle school dodgeball.
It is just like
Pick
middle
off
school
first
dodgeball.
Immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Get him out of the way. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean this is we're talking about a beetle that spends its entire life in the water, even though it's the whale of beetles.
Hmm.
It's the whale of insects. It breathes air but lives in the water.
Oh, most insects breathe air, but
Also, they look pretty fucking good. It's a good looking beetle.
we'll see on the list for sure. Beetle should be higher. I think that's respectable as all I get out. Which means it's time for my number 4, which is going to win.
Bad.
My number 4 is the Dorylis ant, also known in Africa as the Siafu. Most aggressive ant in the world.
Not next to mine.
Take my wife, please. All female, except for the fat-winged males that are called sausage flies. It literally looks like a different insect when it arrives at the colony. There's millions of these ants, and the sausage fly comes out. So called because it looks like a sausage with little tiny wings on it, and it goes rumbling around. It's only there to fuck the queen, and as soon as it does, you know what time it is.
It's gobbling
It's-
time.
It's much like the Christopher Columbus Day parade in Providence. It's time to gobble some sausages
Gotta gobble that ghoul.
and peppers and onions.
Oh my.
They use their bodies to form a walled highway to transport foods.
Life is
it
a
goes
highway.
football field size. They put their hands up like this, or their little fucking legs up like this, and it goes entirely wall to wall. The entire species goes up and down, and they clear it out. If anything hits the highway, they all connect to each other like electric fence, and they all know it's hit it, and they swarm on it. Even if it's a male, a sausage fly will come in there, and they'll be like, kill him. They just eat him alive, consume. They're specialized, like you said. They have workers, drones, soldiers with the big mandibles, and they have the ones with the hubcaps for heads, the ashtrays, and they plug up the
Oh,
thing.
no shit. Yeah, no, nice.
They have the
Nice.
same
Those butt
little.
plug of
They
ants.
plug up. They'll have
Always
because
need
other
those
ant colonies will
fucking-
try to invade. Plug it right up there. They have those too. But here's where it gets a little bit more insane as far as ants go. They primarily eat small insects and worms, but do eat prey as large as rats, chickens, and humans. They've been known to eat humans. Yes, as a colony. They don't eat them by themselves, but they consume humans. Obviously, they can't carry off a human like a movie.
He's trying to pass us off on a whole civilization, not just one bug.
Right, but the thing is, they eat humans that are vulnerable and can't move. So if you can't move your body, they
Where
will
do they live?
consume in Africa.
Dude, never go to Africa. You're so vulnerable. You'll die in a second.
Mhm.
So unfortunately, the most common casualties to this particular insect are babies and the infirm. So old people who can't move and infants who are unattended, and they've been known to consume their entire bodies. That's right. The bug that doesn't just bite people, it eats people. The Siafu, number 4 pick for best insect of all time. They consume the world. And in one marching column, which means when they head up from the nest, there's usually about 50 million of them. So that's just one.
Jesus Christ.
So work with that. That's my pick for number 4.
Pretty lame.
Dylan?
Whew. This is a tough one. These are all pretty good.
Oh, did Dylan go already? Can we do a recap? I forgot.
Yeah, Dylan started with the
did.
Oh, sorry.
cockroach.
I did the
Huh?
Lord Howe Island.
Yes, the island cockroach. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. And
And Dom did
I have the
fucking-
great diving beetle.
yes, I
also
have
known as
the,
the fucking ass air bug. And then
the ass air, and I have the Siafu, also known as the Dorylis ant, or
As the I
ant
eat
that eats
babies
people.
ant.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'm voting fucking Long Island cockroach here.
Yeah.
Long
I'm
Island
going for
ice
the
cockroach.
I'm going for the great diving beetle. I think it's a cool fucking bug that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah.
And it is. And I just can't, I'm not confident enough that on the list, like I had this idea in my head of like different bugs types that should be on the list. And I can't believe that ant hasn't made the list yet. And cockroach needs to make it too. But we'll see about that. I'm going to vote for the Siafu. Number 4. That's our next tie. Fighter.
Put it in. Yeah, I can't do the sound.
I'm not making the sound because I'm going to do it again. Sounds like this.
Oh, so good.
You're pretty good with your mouth.
Yeah.
Good.
You can make a career out of that.
My vocal cords are more than my mouth.
I mean, I could paint.
All right, let's vote again. Don't. Can't vote for the cockroach.
The dick roach.
I vote the ass airbug because I like its style. It's good.
I like the style since I last saw you. I'm going with the cockroach because I understand it was kind of what Joe was saying. It's how can it not be on the list? Everyone has seen them, whether they're inside your house or outside. I know,
Or they're on an island we never heard of.
or they're on or it's the Prince Edward Island cockroach, and that's what I'm going for this time. Is the penis roach.
I also vote for the island cockroach. We set our number 4 pick for the best insect of all time. Island cockroach. What is
Island
it?
the island cockroach.
You ought to know by now.
Have you guys ever shoveled
The cockroach
maggots?
works at the grocery store.
I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I just wanted to let everyone know since we're talking about bugs. Have you
We
guys
are.
ever poured a gallon of bleach on probably 1,000 maggots? and
Nope.
then-
Hold on, was it on a rotisserie
Here
chicken?
we go.
Was it on a rotisserie
4th
chicken
time
that
the
fell
stories
behind
of
a set of stairs?
podcast. Go ahead.
Yep,
Let's
it
hear it.
was.
Wasn't even on the podcast, but I made the video for that.
Yes.
And
It's been on the podcast. I'm
Been on there. Just bring
100%
that
sure
up
it's been
again that
on.
I've done that.
Here we go.
Rotisserie chicken fell behind the go-kart. And
If I could, I think, what did you say, Dylan? There was 10,000 maggots on you thought?
probably.
then Joe goes, "There's no way there's 10,000."
Dude, imagine like a whole
I don't know
entire
what that-
like outdoor bin that you put like fucking bullshit in, like shoes full of
Mhm.
maggots.
Bullshit like shoes.
It is. Although I've
Yeah.
heard the story 10 times now, I'm disgusted as much every time.
It never
It's
gets
very
old. And then I
gross.
started a fire because I didn't know what to do with
And
them.
those are the larvae stage of flies.
shoveling bleach maggots into a fire with my girlfriend. It's a good time. Good day.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean,
Good day, mate.
there's worse things you could do.
Yeah. Why didn't it work out?
At least she knows you can do stuff. You know?
Can
Sounds
do
like you
stuff.
shovel
I can do
bleach.
stuff. I can
I
throw
can-
bleach-soaked
I can
maggots
kill
onto
maggots
fire.
in a fire.
You like burning bleach? Don't worry, there's maggots in there too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So
You
I
guys
don't
have
know.
any bug stories like that? Anything good?
I've never poured bleach onto a bug.
No.
I can guarantee you that.
I never did the magnifying glass ants thing. I never did any of that. I tried to avoid bugs.
But have you done magnifying glass on just like leaf, grass, anything like that?
No.
It's a good time. I recommend it.
No, yeah. I what I treat bugs is that they're either near me or they're not, and if they're near me, I try to hit them as hard as I can, as fast as I
He's a
can,
bitch. He doesn't respect life.
and just end it as fast as I can. But if they're outside, I'm not gonna kill them. They do their own thing, you know. But you know, on this hot track we got going on,
Yep, weird.
you can't just play that. They can't hear it.
Yeah, but there was probably 500 to 2,500 maggots on a rotisserie chicken one time.
Okay. All right. 10,000 was overkill, but I still would contain that there's not 2,500 of them on there. It's just, but it could. But yeah, I think on that note, we should hit our final commercial break here before we hit the top 3 insects
Great.
of all time.
Let's go.
La cucaracha ya no puede caminar porque no tiene.
Beauty in it. Storm on Sea of Galilee. Stormy weather over great times. These are the 12 apostles. People who believed in somebody. Just like how I believed in life after love, Diane. Can you believe how much this painting might be worth if you want such a... I'm not going to say it. What I'm going to tell you is what my solicitor told me to tell you. Is nothing. And speaking of nothing, this is what you're going to get. Now we'll enter the garden. This is the extent of what you could have, Diane.
You see, everywhere the light touches will be your kingdom one day. Oh, wait, Diane. Not much light, is it, love? Let's say what you're gonna get, you daft cunt. Nothing, and you'll like it too.
Welcome back, folks, to Dylan Joe Basement Podcast. We're here at episode 90. And if you think we're done going fucking nuts on you, you look inside the gaping maw of the gator. Dylan is here on an undisclosed location. He can't be with us tonight, but he's voting accordingly and he's ranking it up. We are at the top 3 of the
Top 3, baby.
best insects of all time.
We're talking bronze medal here, folks.
We're talking.
It's an award winner no matter what.
This thing's podium no matter what happens. And Dylan, you look awesome right now. You look like a Egyptian legend with a gator head and the tongue coming out and the safari vest.
I mean, I gotta say, I know the teeth are there, but the tongue looks pretty inviting, Cotton.
It looks willing. He looks
And
like,
where there's a willing, there's a way.
he looks like in Beetlejuice where she rips her face up and it's just the tongue. And
You're
just
talking
the
about
eye.
Beetlejuice?
Yeah. What? Do not say it again. We don't have time for that person to show up. So, anyways, we're hitting the top 3
yes,
here,
Breakfast
folks.
Beetle.
And I don't mean to repeat myself, but this is when it gets really serious, and I'm going to win
Oh, yeah.
everyone from now on.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
Joe, I gotta say, I'm going first this round.
You do, and I should at least say that I did have my number 3 taken away from me because it would be your number 1.
Yes.
So I have to change my number 3 in a they call it audible, I think.
Yeah, like
Football terms.
they yeah.
So what's your number 3?
So my number
Mel?
3, Joe, is something that I think as soon as I say this, you're gonna remember a video that we've both watched, and if you haven't, or you've seen it, but if you don't remember it, I'll remind you.
Okay,
And,
well, then also the listeners might like to be reminded of
Yes, my
because they're not me.
next insect is featured on a wonderful YouTube channel called the Sam O'Nella Academy, where he does a video on this particular insect, and that is
this Pawtucket insect.
that is the bombardier beetle.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the bombardier beetle, they're not the only insect that can do this particular thing, but they have the most violent version of it.
Wow.
I'm not talking they're not biting you, injecting you with venom. They're not anything like that.
They're not pinning you down, gagging your mouth, and telling you stop screaming before the cops show up.
You're not in the basement of a pawn shop with a gimp coming out of a treasure chest.
They're not pulling your hair and smashing your teeth, telling you it doesn't hurt that bad. Quit complaining.
These insects, the bombardier beetle, use chemical warfare.
That's a war crime.
That not in the bug world, because there's no laws, and there ain't no law if you're drinking White Claw.
Exactly.
So the interesting thing with the bombardier beetle is they actually shoot literally a chemical. They have these two.
Chemical X.
What makes the rowdy buff boys?
Snip, snails, and puppy dog tails.
You heard it
And
here, folks. first.
Chemical X.
And chemical X. So in their little butts there, they have these two.
I believe it's called their abdomen.
What is their abdomen? They have these two. You can call them, I guess, containers or vessels. I don't know. Hoppers.
Tubes.
Sacks. And in one of them is a chemical that we all know called hydrogen peroxide.
Mm.
And another one is a
Fleece your
chemical
hair.
we might not know called hydroquinone.
Mm.
Now, these two chemicals are in separate chambers. That's the word I couldn't think of. It's all full of
Chambers.
secrets. And
This shit is crazy. They literally have a cytosperm inside
when
their body.
they're threatened, the gateways open, and the hydrogen peroxide,
Sphincters, as it were.
the sphincters open, and the hydrogen peroxide and the hydroquinone go into a mix in a chamber, and they begin to react as chemicals do violently, producing heat and acid. And what happens is this bug, beetle, it stands up and its butt points towards the front and it sprays this boiling acid.
You can see
We're
the
talking
steam coming off of
boiling
it.
water. You can see the steam around it. Shoots it at its enemies. It's extremely effective against any sort of eyes or mouths. That's all the sensitive tissue in any living creature.
Yeah.
And it burns and it incapacitates them. And in often case, if it's a small enough insect, kills it. Just straight up kills it.
Boils it alive.
Boils it. And it shoots. So it doesn't just do like a skunk, oh, I got you. It, through pulsating its orifice, can shoot up to 500 shots in a second.
In a second?
And the reason why it's 500 is it's just enough of a gap in between openings that it doesn't boil itself alive.
Damn. The entire thing is like a break in case of emergency, a special scientific
Yes.
experiment, but it's inside its own body.
It's
Crazy.
and it uses that. It can take down other animals bigger than itself with that acid.
Insects are so extra.
And but that's not.
You mean abdomen?
It doesn't hunt with that. That's its defense mechanism. But it does eat other bugs if it can catch them.
Just regular
Just
style?
eats them.
Wow.
But it's the bombardier beetle. It's pretty fucking deadly. This thing produces a boiling acid that will just kill its enemies.
It's pretty wild.
Wow.
To quote the Dead Kennedy song, chemical warfare, chemical warfare, chemical warfare, warfare, warfare.
Well put.
Sorry if you didn't
Say
say
it
that.
better myself.
Well spoken. I'll bring you to my number 3, which I pulled up for the bullpen, and I actually pulled it out late in the game. I actually had to sign this guy last night on the waiver wire because I didn't have him in my
You
bullpen.
had to assign it?
Sign him or her, because my number
Pick.
3 pick for the best insect of all time is the tarantula hawk.
Wow.
That's
Oh
right.
shit!
It is.
That was in your bullpen?
It's
I
in
mean,
my-
mine's better. Mine's better. Yeah.
It's in my bullpen. I had this in there, but here it is. It's coming to play today in the third to last
the
round.
Third Reich.
It's a member of the wasp family. It has the most painful sting on the pain index of any wasp sting, and with good reason, because what it does is braver than any wasp. Paper wasps, yellow jackets, they're fucking around. They're mad at little things that are stinging them, trying to make them mad. This thing uses its stinger to enact its reproduction process, because what it does is
Like,
it hunts down.
before it gets off.
Yeah, social lubricant, as it were. They don't call it tarantula hawk for no reason. It hunts tarantulas, not other spiders, not other wasps. Big, hairy, big-ass arachnids, tarantulas that are known to kill mammals. It hunts them down, stings their ass, and then the stinger...
Can it sting it anywhere else? Just the ass.
It stings in the abdomen, the thorax, the mandibles, wherever it can get it. And because of how, if it stings a human, how painful that is. Imagine a tarantula that weighs less than a pound. It fucks it up. And it doesn't kill it right away, though. It basically fucks up its entire nervous system and paralyzes it. Good. So then what it does is it takes it, it drags it into a hole, and it lays eggs inside its abdomen, and then it leaves it there alive. It's been stung. It's in immense pain. It can't move. And their hunter has now laid its young inside its body, and it wants it to stay alive because that'll keep it nice and fresh. For when the eggs hatch, the eggs of the tarantula hawk, the larvae, they eat their way out of the tarantula. This is not a extreme circumstance like, that's a freak accident. What a weird thing. This is how all of them are born. They're all born by burrowing their way out of their mother's prey and swallowing the pieces of its body until it can burrow its way out and grow. And one day, hopefully, God willing, molt and grow wings and find another tarantula in order to do the same process. What a horrifying prospect. What a monster mutant from beyond the stars. Tarantula hawk is my pick for number 3.
Wow, what a pick! It's a great pick.
Thank you.
My number 3 is the. Okay, I just have to see how to read this. The Lord Howe Island brown marmorated stink bug.
Wait,
So The Lord.
You know,
Howe
stink
Island-
bug already won number 6.
No, he said stink bug.
Oh, stink. Oh, with an N.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's-
my bad. I thought you were saying stick bug.
Yeah, but the Lord Howe Island one.
Right. The Lord Howe. Yeah.
Oh Lord, Hawaii Island.
yes,
Yep,
Lord.
exactly.
Oh, Lord.
Oh Lord, Lordy,
Oh,
Lordy.
my
This
Lord,
island
my
just
sweet
turned 30.
Howe.
So it's in the same category as like the greenhead bullshit. You know, the stink bug.
Yeah.
It's when it's stink bug season, they're just fucking in your house, dude. They just grow out of the floorboards, and they're there now. And
And if you kill him, it stinks. So
You know,
what are you gonna do?
I got.
Sometimes
Sorry,
you-
Dylan. I don't mean to interrupt, but I love how every time he brings up this special island one, and he talks about whatever ones we have in our area.
Yeah, almost like you could have picked those ones and not the ones no one's ever heard of.
well, I gotta
From
go
Lord
for-
Howe Island that I'm not even convinced exists.
I gotta go for the Max dude. So the
Who's the Max dude?
Max dude
Max
is,
Payne, right?
is Lord Howe. Dude.
Max Keeble.
He's got all the bugs. So
All right, I'll shut up now. It's your turn.
almost like Jurassic Park for bugs.
All right, now I'll shut up. Also,
Like Jurassic Park Island. It's like that for bugs. He has
Isla Sorna or Isla Nesla?
He's the guy in the white suit.
no, Isla Fisher.
Nesla Sorna?
So, yeah. So, the stink
say
bug
so.
as produces an odor which can cause irritation to the skin and eyes of the recipient.
odor.
Of the
And
bug.
nostrils, am I right?
Naughty,
nostrils.
nasty nostrils.
And that odor is due to trans 2
Easy now.
and wait, not
This
just
is where
one
we go
person.
over. Overboard,
nothing
folks.
wrong with being that, okay?
Yeah, trans two decennial and trans 2 octanal glands.
That's fine.
somewhere
Wait,
in
they have
its-
8 anal glands? Is that what
it is-
octanal means?
in its butt. Well, I think 2 transcendental times trans
probably
2
octanal.
occental is like 2 to the power of
Google.
Google. Yeah,
Plex.
Googleplex.
and so it has a smell that you don't like, and they also reports say that they
Reports are in.
they mate good. They really do.
They procreate quite frequently.
Yeah, the male emits a pheromone, and one of the only species that I know of anything ever in this world. I don't know if this is just the island one, but the male emits vibrational signals, which communicates with the female, which replies with her own vibrational signals. And this is as in all stink bugs do this, not just the
Yeah,
island.
that happens in Homo sapiens as well. But that's probably the only 2 species where the vibrational signals end up in a procreation situation.
Trans ones or regular?
I think
All.
across
All?
the board.
Yeah, thought so. So
If you're
on the
cheating
board.
at chess.
yeah,
Very
no,
cheeky.
definitely. And just so you know, they're also categorized as Hematera, which means true bugs, like real
True
fucking-
bugs.
The real G of bugs,
Really buggy.
is the stink bug, dude.
Yeah, the
Yep.
stinkiest of the
Yep.
tank.
So it's a good bug for number 3. They fuck up plants.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do we start the voting? Am I wrong on that?
Yeah, that was it. Let's
Let's
quick
recap.
I have the bombardier beetle.
I have the tarantula hawk.
Lord Howe Island stink bug.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with my my bombardier beetle because I got a little thing for chemistry. Chemistry is very cool, and the fact that it's a little chemical react. They don't have a I shoot this out. It's like it's they mix and it propels on itself because of the reaction. Of
That is the kind of shit
chemicals.
where like creationists are like, that can't be evolution. I'm like, I kind of get it. Like, I know it's not true, but like, it's like, how would that have evolved? But it did. But it is strange shit like that. Where like, it's literally a fucking like, like a mercury thermometer and a fire alarm. It's like it's waiting to do the thing.
to do the thing.
Yeah.
And I brought it once before. You'll see it somewhere here.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's I like the look of it. It's a good looking beetle.
Like Paul.
No, like more like Ringo.
Yeah. I'd say so.
I like Ringo.
In case she's a chemical reaction. All right, my vote's for Tarantula Hawk because it's badass as shit. I can't believe I didn't use it earlier, and it's disgusting and awful, and it is what bugs are. And I'm guessing we're gonna tie this one because Anyway, that's my vote. That's my vote.
I think I vote now.
Yes.
Yes.
I sorry, dude. It's Tarantula Hawk. That thing's fucked.
Oh shit! I didn't see
Yeah.
that coming.
Yeah, dude.
It's horrifying. It is like
imagine
Alien. It's like the real version of Alien.
Fucked that hard. Exactly. Yeah, getting fucked that hard, and then you're paralyzed, and you're in pain.
It doesn't even eat you. It just lays eggs inside your body.
And then you just wait, and you're just a human fucking oven or incubator.
Yeah. And you didn't even know it.
Oh, you're a tarantula.
You don't even know what's in
Well,
there.
yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was sick.
And spiders crawl out of you. It's terrible.
Well, you crawl out of spiders.
No, I'm not the Tarantula Hawk. I'm the recipient of its devastation.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the tarantula hawk, it's a wasp.
Wasp crawling.
It
out
crawls
of
out of a
spiders.
spider. Yeah, the spiders.
Oh, I'm the spider. The
You're the
wasp.
spider. Yeah, and the
Oh,
wasps
yeah.
I am
crawl
the
out
walrus.
of you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's shitty. That's shitty.
All right, well that'll hit number
So
3.
I'll just throw something really quick.
Tarantula
Joe,
hawk.
and so this is probably the first one where I'm not even a little bit upset with how this vote turned out. Joe, I can't believe you bullpenned that.
I know.
I understand how hard it is to make what your 10
it's
are
a
going to
tough
be.
list.
That might be the greatest bullpen pick out of all of these
Maybe.
tops.
Maybe.
Except for Dylan, because he's a bottom.
And I would have voted for Bombardier Beetle, but then I would.
I never know what the bottom is. Is that the guy who takes it in the ass, or who gives it?
Yes, the
Yes.
one who takes it. Yeah.
That's a lot better than last time. You're like, is that the guy that thrusts?
Wait, I'd rather give it though.
It's not what you'd rather do. It's what you
It's
do
what you
normally.
No, it's not what you do. It's
Yeah, it's not your preference. It's
all
who
about
you
the, it's all
are.
about the vibe you give off.
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
It's what God made you as.
Exactly.
Yes.
And
Yes.
God
Okay.
made ladies as
Okay.
bottoms and men as bottoms. And he fucks them both.
It's perfect. Awesome.
Yeah.
What if you're like one of the dudes who commits suicide with a car bomb and goes to meet all the virgins? Where are they?
Oh, they don't go anywhere.
Wait, who's on bottom? Who's on top? When there's 16 virgins waiting for you next to.
Well, I don't know. I think most of the pieces are on the bottom of the block. I mean, counting the pieces.
But the bottom.
How many
of
pieces? Let's look that up. How many pieces does your body come into when you explode yourself in a car?
Well, I don't have an answer for that.
I'm just trying to
actually.
figure out who's on bottom, who's on top. Sounds like you end up on bottom at the end of the day, right?
I think that if you're willing to
You
kill
could
yourself
drive
for
your-
an idea, you're on the bottom the whole time.
Okay, yeah. If you drive your Toyota Tacoma with a bomb into a.
I would have to say you're bottoming, and then you bottomed out.
You're a power bottom.
Yeah, you're power bottom.
Hour.
I don't think there's any top to that. If you literally kill yourself because of someone told you an idea, I think you're a bottom.
I think I can
There's
top
so
that.
many virgins.
Yeah, but that's still something some guy told you with a big beard who.
It's
smells
almost
bad.
like in that episode of Family Guy when they make a joke about that, and he gets to heaven with all the virgins, and it's a bunch of guys playing Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, actual virgin. They never specified the virgin. Well, you know, if in your community, virgins are usually
Yeah,
14 years
for all
old, then
you
what are you
know-
expecting?
For all you know, Isaac Newton's up there.
I
Oh,
hope so.
and Nikola Tesla.
Well,
No,
what goes up must come down.
Nikola Tesla, dude, that dude, no way that dude's.
What used to top ends up bottoming. That's what that means.
Yes, and also Tesla's definitely in hell if it's real because he's against God.
Yeah, but Edison's he powered heaven.
Get the lights on. Anyway, so that'll do our top 3. We're down to number 2. Number 2 on the best insects of all time. And we're really getting into the nitty gritty here, folks. You know how this goes. We need to do this number 2. Now, who's starting with this one? I'm so sorry.
Is it me?
No, it's you.
It's me. Oh, good.
So I started with the the
All
sex
right.
bomb beetle.
Sex Bob Beetle. But now here's mine. This is a big one. Now you have to really defend yourself, and I have to really try hard on this one. This one's gonna be a tough sell, but you have to bear with me for a second. We've seen things such as a sea scorpion, such as a tarantula hawk. You know, beetles of all sorts.
I've done all insects the entire time, as was
a
close to
cockroach.
happening.
Cockroach, one of the most hated bugs of all time. Disgusting, but it could have won. And so now, bear with me. Here we
the
go.
most hated bug of all time, according to Wikipedia.
Well, let's see about my number 2.
I would disagree with that.
My number 2 pick for the best insect of all time, the Anopheles mosquito.
Fuck.
This is the mosquito.
Shit.
The one you're thinking of when you think of mosquitoes.
Yep. Right.
This is one of the only species on Earth to thrive when humanity. Now, most species, since humanity has conquered the Earth and started industry and changing the environment, a lot of species have died out or their population has dwindled. But some species thrive alongside humans. Rats, raccoons,
Mice.
Their population has skyrocketed. Dogs, cats, cows. They live alongside
humans.
Other humans, exactly. But most other species, insects, fish, birds, they've been dying out. Mosquitoes have skyrocketed because they thrive off of us in more ways than one. They're fucking blood-sucking vampires. And they can be found in almost all climates outside of the Arctic. So as long as they can lay their eggs in a little piece of water and it gets warm enough.
Yes, a piece of water.
A little piece of water, a little piece of it. Just enough.
To touch.
They're disgusting. They're awful. I mean, they literally are. When you talk about something's bugging you, you're talking about mosquitoes. Landing on you, slapping them, they're buzzing around your face. The sound of a mosquito in your ear will haunt your nightmares in perpetuity. And here is the heavy hitter, or I need to put this as number 2 on the list. Mosquitoes are responsible for the deaths of more humans than all of the wars in the history of humanity combined. They are the most deadly animal on the planet by far. They carry malaria, which has killed upwards of 60 billion people worldwide since we started tracking the results of it. And if you combine every human conflict, every war, every skirmish, every battle, every bomb dropped, you don't even come close to the amount of death that the Anopheles mosquito has caused to the world. Is it a great bug? Do we love it? No. Is it a firefly? No. But it has impacted humanity more than almost any species on the planet. More than dogs, cats, and more than humans in a lot of cases. Picture every violent war act. Stabbing, killing, chopping, pillaging. Mosquitoes sucking a little blood. Put a little malaria in there. That has killed more people.
So you're talking about the malaria necessities, the simple malaria necessities.
You were sitting there waiting for that bit the whole time?
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Whoops.
My number 2 pick, the Anopheles mosquito of the best insect of all time. This thing runs the world.
Wow. What a pick.
Dylan, you're next.
I picked, because it's my turn, right?
It's your turn,
It
Bill.
is.
Yeah, I picked the black saddlebag skimmer. One of the
Ooh, is that a water bug?
Oh, that's it's pretty much, dude. Yeah, it's easily, no question, the number 2 bug of all time.
Oh, let's hear why.
Yeah, it's because it has 2 blotches on its lower wings that resemble saddlebags.
Blotches.
Look
on
at him.
horses
He's reading Chat GPT.
and mules.
It's the Chat GPT answer for number 2.
Great for a wedding.
Well, and the crazy thing is, you wouldn't believe where this fucking thing comes from.
Try me.
Lord Howe Island.
I can't believe it.
Son
Yeah.
of a bitch.
Crazy, right?
Son of a bitch. Wow. And what do you like the most about it if you had to say?
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. It's
It should.
Why
It's
should we
your
vote
thing.
for you then?
It's your fucking thing.
it's just so
Why should we
good. Because
Okay.
it's so good at being a black saddlebag skimmer. I think that you can't get a.
I think it's back in the saddle again.
I think that
Skimmer.
Don't give
good
him
one,
that.
but I think that it. There's not a crazier bug name out there, and I think it wins that competition right there. You know.
I like the name.
Me too.
How
If
can
you
they-
like
if you
the
rest your
name- hey,
case,
you know what,
I'm sorry. What island is that
Whoa.
from? I feel like we haven't heard that island yet.
If you like the name, vote for me
Pull for Pedro.
this round for number 2, black saddlebag skimmer.
wow.
So Dom, what do you have? Because you also picked mosquito for your number 2.
So my pick for number 2, and this is where earlier I was telling Joe, I was like, I feel like we're going to have a couple. We've already had them with the arthropods that have been involved.
Mm-hmm.
Couple, you got to defend yourself into being this.
Sure.
And we've talked about, larva state, and before that is like there's the pupa.
State of emergency.
State of emergency.
State of decay.
And we've talked about not this exact insect yet. And I think I mentioned a little earlier that I have one that's people would think it's not an insect, but I looked it up. It actually is.
We'll see about that.
And the reason why I bring up the whole larva state is because my pick
It's
is
the mice in your house.
the hawk.
It actually is. If you look it up,
There's going to be a picture.
It's
There's going to be a
infested.
picture right here of me catching 2 mice in one trap.
yeah, right. You won't send that.
That's a
edit.
two bird, one stone.
You guys all talk about that. Oh, I'll send you a picture of my personal picture. I'm going to send you. It's a fucking weekend.
Don't get into my personal space.
It's a dead
But my pick for
Let's
number
be
2.
serious. Yeah, come on.
Let's be serious when I take a swig of
My
the
pick
Wawa.
for number 2, and I'm ready to defend why this counts as its own thing.
Good, because this is time where we have to cut our
is
throats.
the hawk moth caterpillar.
Hot.
No.
And the reason why I don't want people to go like, we had the Luna moth, we had the monarch butterfly, which
haven't
all
been picked
start
yet.
as caterpillars. But here's the thing. Can you think of any other insect where its larva state has its own classification?
Fuzzy caterpillar.
Caterpillar. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying like, the larva state of the bombardier beetle. It's the larva bombardier beetle.
Yeah, caterpillar is the
Caterpillar
state
is
of
like its own
moths
thing.
and butterflies.
And
yeah.
you're saying you get all those little legs? No. Anyone seen a caterpillar or an inchworm? They'll stand up like this, and there's that section that's still on the ground. Those are they have 6 legs. The rest are considered horns, only used for grasping. They're not for walking.
I've seen.
So
dude,
it's
I've
still-
seen Bugs Life, dude. These teeny little hands. Yeah.
They still only have 6 legs, which is the key factor of my list for top 10 insects. Is they're all insects.
Okay.
That being said,
Didn't think
the
it'd
hawk,
be outclassified.
the
by
hawk
Chachi.
mouth caterpillar is very rare.
It's called hot mouth.
Hawk.
Oh,
The
shit.
hawk.
You said hot mouth.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I was like, oh, I might change my mind.
Is a sexy lips caterpillar on the
Woo!
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. 'Cause I was saying
98.6.
It's not. It's the
Not
hawk.
Too shabby.
Hawk moth caterpillar.
Hawk moth.
And
Sorry,
they're
not
very,
mouth.
they're
Hawk
very
mouth.
rare.
Not hot mouth, but
Hawk moth.
Hawk moth. So when it goes into chrysalis and it metamorphosizes, it becomes the hawk moth.
Yes,
Gotcha.
but there's a reason why the caterpillar is way more interesting than what it becomes. That's because
Goes to college.
during the 10 to 30 days that they are a caterpillar, there's 2 to 3 days where they're molting as a caterpillar.
Mhm.
And while they're molting, they're extremely vulnerable. And they have this very interesting thing they can do. If they feel threatened, they show their underside around their head. What we would call abdomen for them is something else.
I know a couple ladies that do the same thing.
And
You want
They-
to
they
call
flare
one of
up.
these caterpillars.
they
They're
flare
called
up.
hot mouth acquaintances.
They flare, and they always are chefs at the 99. They
Oh,
flare,
okay.
they flare up and reveal spots that aren't normally seen. That are
Ooh, secret spots.
that are black, yellow, and green. And when they flare up, they
Which one
look.
do you press to
They.
open the hot mouth? Which
I like the.
Dude.
I prefer yellow myself.
I can't even get mad because of how often we
Everybody.
talked over him.
Hey, I'm glad that me and Dylan doing it to you. You're in the room with me. I was worried that we do it to him. Now we're doing it to you. I'm in the room with you.
Yeah.
The thing about the hawk moth caterpillar is when they flare up in that vulnerable state,
Yeah.
they mimic the head of a pit viper.
Evolution.
They're-
Surprise! It's a caterpillar though with a hot mouth.
I met a couple pit vipers in my day.
So
At
they-
the 99.
when threatened, they look like they imitate a snake. Because who wants to fuck with a snake?
Not me.
You know, you're looking at other bugs, maybe birds that are going to go for this
Battlestar
this
Galactica.
caterpillar. But they look like a snake, and they're like, "Oh, I don't fuck with that." That's something I try to avoid. And
Right.
they will
Plus
actually
it's annoying.
they will actually strike at you if something gets close enough.
Oh,
There is no damage. It's more of like a shock factor.
it's not effective.
But
Have
when
you
you
ever been
see
caught in a
when you
lie?
see this picture here, it is so it's a fucking caterpillar that transforms into a fucking snake as a defense mechanism.
That is cool. We will
well,
push you up, though.
well,
Dylan had a
well,
question, though.
What's your
Yeah,
question, big boy?
Have you ever been caught in a lie and then you have to like fight for yourself? It's like they think you're
Not since high
you're a
school.
snake, and then you're just a caterpillar with a hot mouth. You're going. It's not going to be good for you.
I mean,
No,
hey,
he's sorry. It's
would
all
you rather
bluster.
would you rather be a caterpillar with a hot mouth or a bombardier beetle with a hot ass?
Yes.
No, but I hear what you're saying, though, where you're like, I'm going to act like I'm this person, and then you get caught. You're like, I don't know.
Oh, shit.
I'm not even a moth yet. I just got a hot mouth.
Yeah, we thought you were a snake for a while, but then we saw the hot mouth. And we said,
We figured out that you weren't one snake.
See, but the thing
Not
is,
gonna work.
they blend in so well that they don't have to do it. It's only when they're really threatened. that
Shout
they
out
use
to
the-
Blendon Collins.
Yeah, Blendon Collins. Why aren't you in here yet?
Besides the big red
Is that Collins?
Basically, that's my whole thing. It's a cool looking caterpillar. It looks like a fucking snake when it's threatened.
Yeah.
Most things don't fuck with snakes, except for if you're a mongoose, you will.
Very rarely.
Yeah,
Most things go, oh shit, it's a snake. I'm not getting anywhere near that, especially
honey
unless
badger,
you're Eve.
honey badger.
Eve will go right to the snake and be like, oh yeah, I'll have what you're selling. But that is my pick for number 2 is the hot mouth caterpillar.
Nice. Love it. Love it. Yeah, so to recap, our votes are going towards the nominees. The Anopheles mosquito. Dylan.
Saddlebags McGee.
Yep. And the hot.
And the hawk moth, aka hot mouth caterpillar.
Hell yeah. So I'll start my vote with the mosquito, dude. It's the mosquito. It's the one we're thinking of. How could it not make the list? I mean, come on.
Hot mouth caterpillar all day.
Hell yeah, bruv. This is a really tough one for me. I mean, the mosquito, it's so, I can't believe it's one of those things like I can't believe I didn't think of that.
Sure.
But that being said, I can't deny the slickness of a caterpillar that looks like a snake. And I'm going for the hot mouth caterpillar.
Yes! Number 2 on the list, the hot mouth caterpillar.
And that being said, Dylan, I think you should put mosquito as your number 1.
I think
You
I'm all
cannot.
set, dude. I already got one, thanks, though. You know? Since we just voted that out, there's nothing I can do about it. The rules are the rules, you know?
Well, you can't vote for the Anopheles mosquito, but you can pick another.
Another one? The Lone Star Island
I
mosquito.
can pick a different kind of caterpillar for my number 1 if I want to, but we've already mentioned.
Already established
Yeah, you know, I gotta say, I did. But no, come on. I mean,
No, come on.
I'm gonna entertain this.
Then
My
don't.
number 1 is the best of all time. Why would I?
Wait.
change
Wait.
No.
After the commercial break, we'll do our number 1 and final thoughts on episode 90 of the Dylan and Joe Basement Podcast.
Alright, ready to see Joe's trick? Hey, Joe, get off. Yay! Yay!
And welcome back to episode 90 of the Dylan and Joe Basement Podcast. We're doing top 10 insects, bugs, anything that kind of sort today. If you've made it this far, then you know. We're getting ready to do number 1. We're about to name the best bug of all time, the best insect of all time. And
Of all time.
alive or dead. And we've, like we always do, we've already told each other our number 1 so that we can't steal them.
No stealing.
This is for all the pudding. It's for all the bread in the basket.
This is for all the honey.
It's for all the
dude.
condoms. This is where really you find out who has an argument and who is anyone other than Joe. And let's get into it. And Joe, I believe you're starting. No, Dylan's starting this one.
I am, and I just want to make an announcement. If you guys haven't seen yet, Whole Foods now sells condoms, and they're
Are they organic?
they're
Thank
like
God.
Jason brand or Tom's. I'm not.
Tom's from Maine.
Jake and Forsey brands condoms.
right.
I don't think I want Tom's from Maine making my
Thing is,
condom.
that's one of
What
those.
about Burt's
games-
Bees?
That's one
That-
of those. I love
Watch yourself,
Whole Foods.
counselor.
I love Whole Foods and I love Jason toothpaste or Hello.
You love Trader Joe's too.
Or Hello toothpaste. You know, I know my Trader Joe's and Whole Foods brands of things. Not sure.
This is like when me and Dom talk about anime. This is not hitting my ears at all. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. But the listeners do, though.
Dylan, I have one question for you before you get into your insect, and that is along what the lines you're talking about now. How's the homemade laundry detergent working?
It's a good question.
Great, dude. It works better than anything I've ever used in my life.
And
he's lying.
Remind us, did you make 5 gallons of that?
I made 10 gallons of it.
Jesus Christ.
That's the Hercules beetle of making homemade detergent.
Yes, that detergent can lift 100 times its weight. If that detergent was a person, it could hold up a C-130 full of cargo.
It is, exactly right. So so that would be a lot of homemade laundry detergent that I could lift. If I was a Hercules beetle.
If I was a
rich man.
Right. So my thing is, if anyone out there has tried the Whole Foods condoms and they trust their future with
please
them,
write in.
Please, God, let us know.
DylanJoeBasement@gmail.com or comment below this video.
Or be the first subscriber to our Patreon that doesn't exist.
Yeah, because please, God, just let us know what they taste like. That's all. That's all.
I'm all worried about the capacity.
Yeah, can't imagine.
Not capacity, but the tensile strength. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they take.
Is it as strong as a spider? It might be silk. Could be from a silkworm.
You mean the number one, my bullpen? Now I know number one. I had silkworm in my bullpen. I would have pulled that shit up. It changed the world. Silk. The silkworm made silk. Thank you. I don't think China said thank you very much. I would have pulled that out of the bullpen.
I don't think we've ever done this before. So
one guy on this podcast who's ever fucking owned a piece of silk.
This is true.
True. I have. You. I don't know why I didn't think it was.
Oh, I thought he said it was him.
The silk ain't that great, dude.
No, Dylan would own.
But Joe, I'm glad you kind of brought up that bullpen thing. I don't think we've ever gone over any extras we have.
Yeah, usually because Dylan doesn't have a bullpen, and I don't even use mine because mine's so good.
The one I have left over my bullpen
bug came from.
What happened?
Where do you think fucking black bag bug came from when you stole mosquito from everyone?
You're not supposed to put the worst thing in your bullpen. You're supposed to put like anything that might win.
Yeah, I used a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, do you have anything left over?
I won now. I mean,
yeah. Please don't say it. No. He's trying
no. Do you have anything left over in your bullpen?
No, I
definitely not.
All right. So the thing I have over in my bullpen is the 7-dot ladybird, also known as every ladybug you ever see.
I had that in my bullpen too.
Yeah, good bug.
The ladybug. Because I was gonna say with fireflies,
also very helpful to the garden.
Besides ladybug, that's like the most beloved bug. Like people won't kill it
Francis and Bug's Life was a guy. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Funny joke.
What? Oh, he was
from
guy.
Bug's Life. The whole joke is that he's a guy, but he's a ladybug. Yeah. But yeah, I picked that on my list of top 5 bugs that people don't hate. I'll also add a roly-poly bug on that list.
Not a bug. They're isopods.
Dude, nice. Good bug.
Nice. Not a bug.
Gotcha, but same situation. And then, maybe a couple other, but basically that's it. So yeah, no, ladybug should have made the list. Honorable mentions.
I'm happy with those.
We have done honorable mentions, but we haven't done bullpen picks. But yeah,
actually, really quick before we do number 1, quick reminder that
okay, I guess
read them off, dude. Read them off.
Number 3 is the tarantula hawk, and number 2 is the hawk moth caterpillar. Also,
a lot of hawks.
Can you give us a number 4 and a 5 and a 6 while we're here? Because we're on number 1. We gotta know.
The number 4 is the island cockroach.
No, you know what? Dylan's right. Get the board up. Get him.
Let everyone know what's going on here.
I got a lot of shit going on here.
Oh yeah. Dom's gonna vamp for me, and of course Dom remembers vamping means keep talking while someone else does something.
So Dylan, tell me, what was your favorite meal you had this whole week, Monday through Friday? Breakfast, lunch, dinner,
and why was it
snacks? Yeah, and why was it salmon?
Good point, dude. So
there you go. They're in order for you there.
Thanks. Wow, I wish I had a more interesting answer for you. I made a pretty good meal last night. I made homemade teriyaki sauce. Mixed with some ground beef, some onions, some peppers over rice. It was fucking great.
Dude, that sounds pretty fucking good.
Thanks. Yeah, teriyaki sauce is pretty easy to make, but from scratch. Besides making soy from scratch, which
is tough.
Not doing.
You gotta kind of have the plant.
It starts
for
with
that.
beans.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of work that goes into that. But if you're mealing, why was salmon? I do know something is that I have been eating a lot of mackerel, 3 of them in the past.
By the way,
month.
mackerel, for anyone who's wondering, is a bait fish, not a common eating thing.
Would you give him a second to
good
He's going to tell you that he caught these in the wild.
good
I know.
eatings, and it's in the same family as tuna, so it's like kind of tuna, right?
I can't shit on it that hard because one of my uncles does eat mackerel, but my other uncle gives him shit for it because it's not a traditional food fish. Doesn't mean you shouldn't eat it. It's very edible for sure.
Sorry, mackerel is high in all the good shit, low in all the bad shit, like mercury because it's too small.
Yeah.
It tastes good. I'll make.
And
that.
also, you harvested it from the sea itself.
Yeah, the loins of the sea.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Could have
great.
got some of that from my loins.
Sea
Yeah.
loins.
Some fish,
All
some
right.
balls,
Sea loins.
some balls.
All right, so then continuing the list,
Yeah. Thanks, though.
We're gonna. All right. So here's a recap for all you people who.
we're going
aren't
to start
us.
over here. So number 10
The top 10 insects.
is the Hercules beetle. Number 9 is the parasitic wasp. Number 8 is the stick bug. Number 7, I can't read. Joe, what is
the
that?
European praying mantis.
The European mantis.
There you go.
Just
Nice and smooth now.
koala bear with me here.
Okay, watch out for the microphone.
Sorry. The number 6 is the green lacewing.
Yes, it is.
The number 5 is the black widow. The number 4 is the island cockroach.
Yes. The island cockroach.
And
Saturday,
as
Sunday.
we said slightly earlier, is that number 3 is the tarantula hawk, and the number 2 is the hawk moth caterpillar, also known as the hot mouth.
The
caterpillar.
hottest mouth in the land.
The
Now,
hottest
Dylan.
mouth of all the bugs, dude. No,
Now, Dylan, why don't you tell us what you think will win number 1?
No. What the hell are you talking about?
I mean,
We're gonna do our numbers here. We vamped enough for fucking 20 minutes on what number 1 is. Dylan gets to go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's his turn to go.
Yeah. So
I'm
that's
saying
what
his
I
isn't
think.
going to get it. That's why I'm saying things.
I see what you mean now.
Flew over this
what
cuckoo's
I
head.
think.
My
Who's
mistake.
gonna win?
My mistake.
So,
So,
believe it or not, guys, my number 1 pick would fucking smoke everything on this fucking list, even a fucking mosquito. This
Watch
thing's
out,
too
boys.
big, dude. How is a mosquito going to kill this motherfucker when it's trying to get through its exoskeleton to give it viruses and fucking sexually transmitted diseases? Not happening.
exoskeleton. How is that the first time the phrase exoskeleton got brought up in this podcast? I mean, Dylan,
Not sure.
it had to be done,
I said
It
it.
had to be done. Finally, it was done.
but no one cared when you said it.
I'm not arguing that.
Okay, yeah.
Worst
Thank you,
case
Dylan.
scenario, some fucking giant mosquito maybe penetrates that. This thing molts and fucks it. You know, like you're not. I can't think
Get
of one
excited.
bug that even
Yeah, you just
even
can't
our
hide it.
favorite, you know, all the islands bugs that that island produced.
Please don't make another island bug, man. Come on.
No, this isn't an island bug. I'm just saying that,
Thank God.
I already know what it is, and I'm still nervous that you bullpenned it for another
Maybe-
Hawks Island bug.
maybe this swamp's fucking
Pass.
It's
scorpion
the David
might,
Ortiz Island bug.
might be a fair fight, but overall, dude, the monster millipede anthropleura ain't fucking the fucking shit of this thing. It's
Dude,
probably
Wu-Tang
got like
Clan
10
never
parts, and you can cut it in half, and it's still the train keeps moving. It's
The
over
train keeps
nine-
moving.
over 9.
If you
feet
cut it in
long.
half, like a worm,
yeah,
are you millipedes do that too?
Is that what the Aerosmith song's about?
Yeah.
Train
I
keep
never,
going
I
on.
never heard of a millipede
Yeah,
doing
dude,
this. This is
Joe,
news
that's
to
what
me.
Joe, that's
I'm
what-
so shocked. I better grab paper towels about it.
Joe, that's what the song. That's what the song's about, right, Dom?
What? Which one?
When you cut it in half, it's good to go. You just sang it.
Oh, Train kept rolling all night long.
Yeah, that's about.
Yeah,
the
that's a
millipede
cover
getting-
song, by the way. Aerosmith didn't write that.
Yeah, so it's over, over 9 feet
Of course
long
he
and
would
has
take it.
over 10 million legs. Insane. And
10 million legs, everyone.
not so you're scared. Not so you're scared. This is hasn't. It's been extinct for a while. Well, that's what we think.
Okay, Dylan set the record for most extinct animals in a top 10 list.
Yeah.
Because imagine this. All right, I'm going to finish my pitch real quick, but
But it's of all
Imagine-
time. Of all time
imagine
is
imagine this is something that we have to deal with these days. You're sitting at the bar, having some drinks with some friends. Maybe a little
I have no idea what that
e-cigarette.
would be like.
Maybe a little e-cigarette, maybe a little Zin.
I don't know what
then-
that'd be like at all.
And then the fucking monster millipede comes rolling through. What? You know? What
Yeah,
is that?
it sounds gross.
Fucked up, dude. That's more fucked than anything else. Like, oh, cool.
Or
bees,
happening?
whatever. You
I
know,
don't like stuff
people
like
keep
that.
talking about bees and about like ants and shit. Dude, monster millipede?
Bees.
Really?
It's a real Ramona and Bees situation.
Pretty
This
scary
is
and slimy, and it's
completely
eating
uncouth.
shit. And it's really scary looking.
It's gross.
Really scary.
Yeah, imagine like, or you just, it's a nuisance. You just hit it with your fucking car by accident. Not good.
Yeah, I think it would be more than a nuisance because like animals that are that size who live among us now, they have like a healthy fear of humans, and they try to like, yeah. But like a millipede wouldn't care about being murdered. Apparently, it can get cut in half and not care. So like, it'll just crawl in your door. It won't be scared of you. It'll take death of the face, which means it'll take
it's
you.
fine. A 9-foot millipede just like on the glue trap in your basement.
Yeah, it wouldn't. I mean, you know how much you ever see insects? How much they don't care about life and death? They just are always them. It's insane.
I mean, you get insects with no fucking mouths.
Yeah, they don't fucking care. So
You
like the
get
idea that a
insects
millipede
with
would be the
hot
size of a fucking dog, it'd be terrifying. They don't care. Dogs care about living and dying. Insects don't care. They'll do whatever they want all the time, and they have no fear.
Yeah, some of them are just doors. Some of them are just.
Some of them are just doors. That's a great point. They don't have any fear of death. They just are. They're like machines.
They're just
that
scared
have
of
hot
not
blood.
being doors.
Yeah, and they will consume everything around them without any concern about dying, living. Who cares? Passing on their genes. I mean, think about the sausage fly, the siafu. Literally, the male of the species is dinner. He just walks by going, hey, like everyone's looking at me. And then his entire species consumes him and takes his balls and shoves it up someone's ass.
Yeah, but that's his kink.
Yeah, but, to die that way, though. Anyway, giant millipede, #1 contention. The top insects of all time.
Top insects all time.
Dominic.
So my vote is for...
Dominic!
Wallace, you have a beer in your hand. You're over there. Shut the fuck up. We'll bring you in after. My pick #1 is the Eastern Pond Hawk, which is a dragonfly. These are the...
And Dom's going for the 3 hawk in a row record.
Holy shit.
Triple hawk.
This is... What? Did you say purple?
Triple hawk.
Record.
They
It's
call
the
that-
triple Lindy.
They call that Thrine Hawk.
You didn't use the German 3.
Oh, sorry.
The Eastern Pond Hawk is a dragonfly. That's the ones you see along a river or a pond. The big blue ones.
That was my #3 pick.
That fly around. And so, I mean, Joe, you can definitely help me with this because I know you're a better arguer than I am, or point maker. The most efficient killer in the world.
Of any animal species.
Any. They have the highest kill rate of any animal. Basically,
Once
when
it
they go to
sees
hunt,
something,
if they don't get it, that's a mistake.
yeah,
They're gonna get it.
They always get it.
It's 90-something% of the time.
Yeah. Think about the most successful predators in the mammalian world usually hit about 40 to 45%. The best ones.
Yeah, these motherfuckers are in the 90s. You know, like when I was a kid, the kill rate was 90%. Now with the dragonflies, it's 90. Another thing to remember about dragonflies is the whole myth they live for 24 hours. No, they have like
I thought that was a housefly myth. You think it was a dragonfly myth?
it's both actually.
Oh.
It's all sorts of flies. No, they live for if you count their whole cycle, it's a year and a half.
Damn.
But as a
long for a bug.
larva and pupa and stuff like that.
Sure.
But as a dragonfly, yeah, you're getting 3 to 4 weeks out of them.
That ain't bad. In
And,
bug years, that's like a fucking lifetime.
Yeah.
And,
that's
they're not dumb. They have all those eyes. They're great eyesight, great predators. They catch stuff out of the air. Even they'll eat other dragonflies.
They don't give a fuck.
They can kill bugs bigger than them. And as you will see, because this is one thing I will not forget to send. I was camping one time. I have personal connection with these Eastern Pond Hawks.
Eastern.
And I had one. I could tell it was him. He had his front right wing, because they had 4 wings,
He winked at you.
was clipped a little bit. And
He
I
was
could
tagged.
recognize him. I named him Jerry.
He was tagged.
Because
he had a
he-
radio tag. Like a condor.
Transmitter. He would land on my hand. And the first day, it was just land on my hand. Then he came back the next day, and he was still there. By the 4th day,
With the clipped wing.
that's how I knew it was him. Every single time. I knew it
Fourth
was
day,
him.
he was calling you a hot mouth.
He was in my hot mouth on the 4th day. I could take my hand.
The first night.
He's on my hand. I could go like this. He would fall off.
Well, his hunting rate is 95%.
He'd
You were
land-
gonna be his. As soon as he landed on your hand, he was gonna have you.
Yeah, he took my hand.
He's like the Michael J. Fox of getting pussy.
He would land on my hand. I'd flip it over so he'd fall off. He'd fly right back on. And I'd do it both bunch of times. It was Jerry's trick. By the end of the week, I could take him. I could go like this. I could watch him. He would fly around the entire pond and come back and land on my hand again. Jerry, the Eastern Pond Hawk.
That's cool as fuck.
And then you woke up and you realized you were just in the shower at your house, and you.
No, I woke up and he was eating me.
No, and the dragonfly was his dick, and it was so thin and sharp that he thought it was his own.
But it could go
penis.
around the pond.
They
No,
can
no,
also
no, very smart. It's a fucking really.
I have to
good story.
coil it.
Yeah, no, it was a really good story.
they can eat up to 100 bugs in a day. Imagine 100.
Imagine a
Anopheles
human eating
mosquitoes.
100 humans.
I mean, imagine that.
Even
Shit,
if
wow.
they're just babies, that's still a lot.
Yeah. And also, because of the way that their eyes are positioned and developed, they can see almost 360 degrees around them. So they have a full scope of everything going on.
So imagine eating 100 humans and being able to see 300 degrees in one day.
In one day. So now you know what we're dealing with here.
Yeah. It's almost like it's like the best insect.
Yeah, almost, but not quite.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Not bad at all.
I would crush it. What?
Also, I'll quote what
It's also from the Lone Hawk Island.
there's a lot of bugs that had different names, nicknames, like earwigs. People are afraid they're gonna go in your ears.
It's more because when their wings come out, they look like ears.
Sure, all that stuff, and other bugs with names that mean stuff. But also, some people used to call dragonflies sewing needles because of their long abdomens. They'd be bolting around in the air.
And
they
some,
can
some of them are very skinny.
Yeah, and some people that I know used to think that they would actually sting you with their needles, and they were terrified of them, not realizing that dragonflies don't bite or sting humans.
If they flew backwards, like if you play the video in reverse of one doing a flyby, it looks like an X-wing.
Yeah,
Yes.
because of their
Pretty
split
cool.
wings.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and obviously Star Wars is based off of Dune, and the orthocopters have the wing style of a dragonfly. But more importantly than that, they can fly 35 miles per hour, which is faster than any human, which means you can't outrun them.
They're a speedy boy.
And luckily for you, you're not their prey because
They
you can
be getting
fly
you
as
90%
fast
of the time.
as bears run.
Dude, good stat.
Thank you.
I said that. They can run as fast as bears fly.
Great.
That's great. I said that. So that's that. So now I should talk about mine? Or
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
something? My number
But
one.
I do have one more thing.
Okay.
Sure.
You're a bitch.
I knew it was something that don't like that. So yeah, here's my number one pick. That was a great one, and obviously I agree with you because I had all the stats loaded up for that one. But here's my number one pick for the best insect of all time, and it is the honeybee. The honeybee is the greatest insect of all time. First of all, everyone knows what it is. Second of all, everyone's encountered it. Third of all, everyone's life has been strongly affected by this insect. You can give or take the saddlebag skimmer or the praying mantis. You're lucky if you ever see a praying mantis in your life. But if you never see a honeybee in your life, you're probably going to die pretty soon. Because the honeybees form hives that provide honey and beeswax, large industrial supplements for all humanity. It's hard for me to tell where your eyes are, and it's kind of freaking me out.
Just like a bug.
Which set of eyes?
They have hexagonal cells in their hives, and hexagons are
Hexagonal.
actually proven to be the most efficient way to store for the least amount of space. If you add octagons, too many sides, squares, not enough sides, you're wasting space. That is just a product of nature that they formed that. They're the most efficient way to store honey. They're also responsible for pollination of 80% of all flowering plants. Can you imagine how much pollination that is?
I would say it's about 80% of it.
80%. That's nearly 100%. That's, I'd say, 4/5 if I had to say.
Yes, you can say it.
Yeah. So pollination is how plants reproduce. You see, and they don't have legs. They don't have Uber. They can't go around to each other and put their stamen in their pistols. They have to worry about
Dude,
wind.
lay that pistol down, baby.
Exactly. They have to worry about wind and other butterflies, whatever else. But honeybees are the best at it, and they do it for the most species of any plant. They're also not aggressive. They don't sting out of malice or ignorance
Or
like
malice.
a paper wasp or a tarantula hawk might. They don't hurt people just for the sake of hurting people. And for that degree, whenever they do hurt you by their stinger, they are forced to commit seppuku. Because when they sting you, they must commit ritual suicide in order to do it, which means they have to really want.
Oh no!
to
It was
sting you.
proven in B movie that you can replace their stinger with a sword-shaped plastic toothpick.
Right. And we
That's
all know
true.
that's
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld, so it doesn't really matter for much. And on that point, our current worldwide ecosystem and food chain would be threatened with collapse if the honeybee, the specific species of honeybee, whether the Eurasian or European honeybee is extinct, that's going to fuck us all up. Not just the nice flowers or our food supply, but the entire ecosystem of the world. Also, they're fashionable. Nice little striped attire, a little black and yellow. And they do dances to talk to each other. Like humans. They go into the hive and they go, bongo, 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 I don't want to leave the Congo. No. And they're like, really? There's 7 flowers that way and there's a tarantula hawk over there? They can talk to each other by dancing. I mean, that's fucking
I'm
crazy.
glad you brought up flowers because if you were a flower, you'd be a pistol packing mama.
I got a fun bee fact.
Please.
So if you
Be my guest.
I forget who was talking about, but they had to film a movie and bring bees in for some reason. And
I'm beesin'. One bee stings you, you're not gonna die. But if 100 bees sting your balls, that can't be good. Like, that just
No,
doesn't
it's not good. It's not good at all. It's
No.
terrifying. It's fucked up.
the local bee pot. So the
I
also
burnt
the
bees
bees
from
the
that
bees
bed.
got quiet and they all left their little things to go somewhere. And then the beekeepers were like, we just gotta let them figure it out. Like
Yeah.
these bees are gonna deal with the local bees. They're gonna make some sort of agreement or say, hey, we're just here filming
Some
a movie.
kind of negotiation or treaty.
Yeah, we're just filming a movie. We're not taking your shit. It's just a movie thing. It's a Hollywood thing. We'll be out of here in a day. And they
They're
did
stunt
that.
bees.
They all came back. So bees are on paper, obviously not historically, because
Liquid paper from a bee.
the giant
That.
millipede is probably the smartest, but bees are by far the most intelligent besides the giant millipede.
They literally have a hive mind. That's where the term comes from. They work together to be smarter than one individual. The
Also
hive
ants.
mind.
Ants do too.
Yeah, ants do too, but ants don't have a hive, do they?
But bees don't have doors.
Because
Yes, you're
they're.
right, dude.
Jesus said, when one door opens, another one window
Yeah, but I haven't seen a door.
closes. All right. Well, we're not arguing it right now unless you want to start voting, which we.
I think it's time to vote.
I think it is time to
Dylan
vote.
goes
Maybe we
first
should
with the
start
vote.
arguing right now, and maybe
Yeah,
we should
but I
start with
think-
Dylan.
I think that the giant millipedes of the back in the when we were real country days had door
Pangea.
giant millipedes too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to vote, I personally would like to end on a happy, positive note because every single one of my insects or critters is like a fucking powerhouse in the sheets, and they're very.
Imagine a giant millipede in the sheets. I wouldn't want to be in the
giant
streets.
millipede taking
Or my
advantage
sheet.
of.
I got
of
that
the-
millipede in my sheet every night.
Imagine a giant millipede taking advantage of the fucking hot mouth, whatever, So,
That's the Patreon. That's not
Yeah.
on the YouTube.
right.
If
so
you want to really see action like that, you gotta go to Patreon.
exactly. So I think that I put in my time picking absolute fucking shredders of flesh and weight and statistics. I'm
Yeah.
gonna pick the bee, honeybee.
Honeybee.
That is, the world wouldn't turn or work without him, and we should save all the bees.
Save the bees, please.
Bees are good.
All right, Dom. Try to save yourself.
So, I really think this is going to be a landslide. The honeybees they're so important. We literally can't live without them. I'm not a huge fan of honey, but they produce honey and it's natural sugar that does not expire.
Mm-hmm.
And
True.
they're just
Very true. Do not put your honey.
I agree with what Joe said. The black and yellow stripes look pretty good.
They look nice.
It's a good B movie's great movie, and for that reason, I'm going with the mega millipede.
You couldn't even. You got so excited about you doing the callback, you couldn't figure out the name of the fucking thing.
Great choice, dude.
I knew you were gonna pick the B as soon as you started talking. All right. Well, I think that every single bug tonight has been superb. Obviously, we missed a lot of bugs that are people's favorites.
Yeah, probably a few million of them.
Billions, even a Google.
Maybe even billion.
Maybe so. And obviously, I said that Dragonfly was my number 3, so it definitely deserves a watch. The giant millipede on a fighting scale, I'd at least want to encounter, and it is terrifying. And I've seen the largest millipedes that exist today. They're about the size of the human arm. They're pale in comparison to the ancient millipedes, but like holy shit, are they creepy. They're the original ones that did the wave. Like a stadium, like they did the wave. Their legs are just the wave. I mean, imagine if you break one of your legs, you have fucking 1,000 of them. That's got to be a pain in the ass or the leg. That being said, of course I'm going to pick the number 1 bug of all time. The honeybee is the official number 1.
Honeybee!
Really quick, do you know the difference between a centipede and a millipede? How they classify it? A centipede has
head.
No, a centipede has 1 set of legs per body segment, and a millipede has 10 sets of legs per body segment.
That's too many. That's way too many. But that means there was like millipedes that had like less than that, but they're like more legs. More.
Do you think you got him?
I don't know.
We found that on the Patreon.
Yeah, that's on Patreon. The stuff.
So I believe
it's time for my favorite
traditionally is final thoughts, but I think we should take a quick little break for that.
Okay.
Maybe
one more
just for the sake of getting one more of our fantastic house-made commercials into the
and so that you can change another costume.
Shut the fuck up.
We'll see you guys after the break.
Welcome back, Dylan Joe Basement Podcast. Now it's been another top 10, folks. We couldn't be happier that you're joining us on this journey. We're slowly crawling our way to 100 episodes. Oh my god! But it's been a blast. And you know what this means? We have to read down the whole top 10 from 10 to 1.
Wow.
That's
top
right.
10, bringing it down.
It goes like this, cause I'm dying.
Why are the other posters over there?
It goes like this. I think you guys get it. Honeybee won. I'm the best. You guys all can suck my dick. And now it's time for final thoughts.
Joe, how do you feel about final thoughts?
It's my favorite part of the podcast.
Really?
Yeah. I was trying to do my Katie impression. Nah. But I was going to put cricket on there because of how much they affect our lives in a big way.
Especially when people aren't funny.
Yes. Final thoughts. I'll start with me.
Let's go then.
It's me, Congress. I hate insects. I don't like them at all. I don't like them around me. I don't like them near me. I hardly can even appreciate them when they're in nature and not even near me. Like I'm just out in the wild. But I think they're impressive as hell. They're cool. And although almost every single insect on this list I would not want to come into contact with, that doesn't mean they should be killed or destroyed or whatever, eradicated. I think that like this is part of the entire Earth's ecosystem, and things like this are impressive and strange and weird. It's all part of the great balance of what the world is. Bugs are weird. I get you don't want them in your house, but the idea that they're not supposed to be here, it's insane. The giant dragonfly that Dylan talked about evolved into the species that it was 300 million years ago. That's a long fucking time ago. And
talk about peaking in
around.
high school.
They in the locker room. They have been around for so long, and insects, they're a machine. They're what we use to be alien species because they seem so odd to us, and they have been around for so long, and their reproductive system, their hunting style, it's all completely foreign to us. We don't even consider them animals. We're like, there's animals and there's bugs. But bugs are animals too. And on that note, bugs rule.
Bugs do rule.
Dom, would you like to go next?
Yeah, I would.
Please do.
So, Joe touched on it pretty good
Also, we
insects,
didn't mention
bugs
termites.
are incredibly important to the world. People are scared of them, but I mean, dude, I love them. I love bugs. Love insects. I want to pick them all up. I don't kill any, well, except for flies and mosquitoes. I don't kill them. I see a stink bug in my house. I just fucking let it live there. See a house centipede? Perfect. Love them.
You can't tell the difference. I mean, if he killed a stink bug in his house, it wouldn't be any different than if he didn't.
Bugs are cool, man. They're important. This was an interesting list. I had a hard time making this list up, to be honest.
Please be honest.
And the whole time, as Joe was bringing his stuff up, I was like, how did I not think of that one? Almost every single one you said, I was like, how the fuck did I miss that? But, yeah. And on top of that, all I want to say is 90 episodes. We made it this far. We're not going to quit before we get to the next 10.
Come on. 10 more before we all commit seppuku like a honeybee that stung somebody. Dylan, can I have your final thoughts, please?
Final thoughts. No one's going anywhere. Second thing is, best bug. How to choose. Wow, what a question. You know? I also had a hard time with this. I also learned a lot. Also was surprised that there's no bug that can swim up your dick. You know?
Yeah, that's true. We'll save it for
top 10 parasites.
Yeah, that would be bad. That would be good. Let's get that.
I think that can be under fish, though. Actually,
yeah. Well, no. Well, that one exists in the fish world, but
yeah. The fish
in the human world, you're kind of stuck with like fucking hillbillies in trailer parks using mayonnaise as lube, and then not taking a shower, and then you get fucking the shit that I was shoveling, maggots.
Yeah,
you can get a lot maggots in your dick hole, in your butthole, and all your holes.
Yeah, they do eat flesh. Yeah,
flesh. And the bugs like to leave them there. You know, they'll plant that. If you have sex with mayonnaise and don't shower for a month, you're getting maggots in your vagina.
I don't know if you need the mayonnaise at that point.
Are you guys listening to this podcast? This is the kind of shit you need to know.
Yeah, that's.
This is when people go, "Oh, you're in a podcast? What's
when
it
you
about?"
have sex
I go, "It's everything
with mayonnaise for lube."
Yeah, it's like
you have to shower.
It's like a radio
within a month.
It's like a radio show for millennials, pretty much.
Yeah, we're millennials.
Yeah, we're millennials. Yeah, putting mayonnaise in your girlfriend or guy friend's butthole.
You know, if I was a millennial, I think that I'd probably eat ass. You know what I mean?
Right. Good call. Because
of all the pop culture stuff.
You see what I'm talking about?
It doesn't play.
That's fucked up.
So maggots can go inside of you and stuff, and there's also that in the Amazon they don't like that bug that burrows into your skin.
We didn't mention the botfly, which is a fly that it buries. That's in Africa, from what I know. This particular one,
and Amazon. That's a real.
That's a scarab thing, also, right? Burrowing.
No, it does a tarantula hawk thing, but to human skin, so it'll bury its larva inside your skin, and it'll burrow out. A lot of times it'll be inside your skull, your ear. Like it's completely
honorable mention is the botfly for sure.
Yes, definitely needs to be
close
mentioned.
to swimming up the dick hole, but
also mention. I couldn't even bring myself to put on the list. But if we're gonna mention arachnids are bugs, then so are ticks.
Yeah,
I know. I thought of that. Yeah,
ticks.
But they just suck. They don't deserve anything ever.
No, I don't.
They don't deserve life.
No, they don't.
No,
I'm glad mosquitoes didn't win.
Mosquitoes deserve life because at least bats eat them.
Yeah, bats eat them, and mosquitoes are like.
Well, possums eat ticks, but
whatever. They're terrible.
Possums are fucking adorable. I think I had them mentioned in mammals at one point in time.
I'm sure you did. Sorry, Dylan.
Ticks just fucking suck. Not even worth mentioning. But yeah, no. Overall, great time. Bugs are cool fucking shit, and And I don't hate bugs like Dom. I only kill.
No, I hate.
No, he hates them. He's a bitch.
Yeah. I only kill bugs when it's like a fucking problem. Like you're in my house, you're in my car, you're on me. Besides,
that's what I said. I don't kill them outside. I kill them if they're on me or in my living space.
I'm the one that doesn't kill them when they're inside.
Yeah. I'm not gonna kill a bug in nature. Just be like, "Hey, fuck you, go die." I'll let them live in nature. But if they're crawling on my skin,
this next one's called "We Hate You, Please Die."
You know, Linkin Park style. I'll kill that fucking thing.
Yeah, they're never a problem though. Like, even when they're in the house, unless there's a problem, there's not a problem. They just see one fucking bug, whatever. I got fucking whatever those little millipede.
I can't believe cockroaches didn't make the list. I mean, for being a problem. Talking about having a problem. See, one
at least
cockroach. It's one cockroach. It's not a problem, but you know.
Yeah, if you've seen one, it's
kind of like mice.
Cockroach made a list. It was part of the island.
Oh yeah. So there you
We're
go.
testing.
Well,
That was a test for you,
And
Dylan.
you passed.
You passed,
We're
brother.
good.
You passed on remembering your own pick.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's final thoughts. Yeah, bugs are it's part of the world, dude. And also, I think this wasn't said yet, but I am very excited for cricket protein to start becoming a thing because why the fuck not? It's abundant and cheap. Get
Yeah.
the job done.
Just mash it all up in a big
That's
patty,
a
put some
fucking
barbecue
monster.
sauce on it, put some Kansas City style barbecue sauce on it.
Oh,
It'll be
yeah.
just fine. And they have it in like protein powder. And why the fuck not eat it, dude? It's
Oh yeah.
It's protein.
fine. Yeah, it's protein. It's all good. And I'm pretty sure
More protein per capita than
Joe's,
any other animal.
Joe's protein, pretty creepy.
No, they're protein. That's why they keep eating
Your
it.
protein for the protein.
Okay. Anyway, this has been Dylan Joe Basement Podcast, episode 90.
90.
And we're you guys, we're so
We're
happy. This
cruising.
is the last one of the year. Oh, let's be honest. This was the last one of the
Yeah.
year. 2023 has been a great year for us. We had a blast. I mean, we've had Dylan's been on the podcast a couple times.
we got a new show out of this year.
Got a new show added, the side project.
I forgot to grab them for this thing,
Couple
but
of
we
great
have-
guests. We
we
can
have,
probably get more guests on next
Yes,
year.
absolutely more guests. We need more guests.
You always don't do
I
that.
forgot to grab them in between the break, but we have stickers now.
Stickers.
We're
yes,
still
yeah,
figuring out the distribution model for that, but
And
we have them.
here's the good odds on you. If you're watching this right now, we'll probably just give you one in person.
Yes.
So don't
Yeah.
even fucking worry about that.
Yeah, put it
But yeah.
anywhere. There's no rules.
Absolutely.
Front
Well, Dylan, would you take
windshield,
us home?
If Dylan came here tonight, he'd have his stickers, but
I know.
Dom did bring them. But yeah, well, let's let Dylan take us home.
yes, Dylan, please.
To another year of the Dylan Joe Basement Podcast.
Bless us, oh podcast Lord, and these thy gifts was a great fucking year. See you guys with more financial backing to the podcast next year. More stickers, more shirts, more episodes, more fun, more love, more hot melts. Thank you.
Amen.
Amen.
Could have said it better myself, but
Even though sometimes the bugs get in, so the woodpeckers come and they make their marks and knock, 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 we're hungry and there's bugs in your bark.
The stink bug produces an odor which can cause irritation to the skin and eyes of the recipient. Of the
And
bug.
nostrils, am I right?
naughty, nasty nostrils.
And that odor is due to trans 2.
Easy now.
And wait, not
This
just
is where we go over.
There's nothing wrong with being.
I was wrong. I was wrong about my number 9 pick. I was looking at it wrong.
Clip that. Clip the first part where he
Yeah.
says he's wrong.
Yeah.
We'll use that frequently.
Let's get the part where Joe says he's not
That's
cool.
gonna be on the soundboard. I was wrong. I was wrong.
Tabanus nigrovittatus.
Whoa.
There's no way.
Hold on.
That's how it's pronounced.
Sorry, can you say that one more time? The
Tabanos nigrovittatus.
yeah, no, he was right.
Yeah. Gonna be calling it that from now on.
Small, but this bug is a
The
bug.
bugs can't fight the bugs.
Yeah, the bug to bug.
That really bugs me.
Yeah.
Wow. We were gonna get through the whole episode without saying that.
But yeah, come on. I mean,
Come on.
we're gonna entertain this.
We've all definitely seen flying around in the summer.
You say Weevil?
no?
Oh, I said Weevil.
I said we've all.
That was a good joke. Joe, edit that. That was good.
It all stays in.
I caught that so fast. That's a bug joke. He said weave
That
all.
was good. That
Oh,
was
God.
good. That we've all seen around.
We'll see about that.
And the reason why I bring up the whole larva state is because my pick
It's
is
the mice in your house.
the hawk insects, the bombardier beetle, use chemical warfare.
That's a war crime.
That not in the bug world because there's no laws, and there ain't no law. If you're drinking White Claw.
Exactly.
So the interesting thing with the bombardier beetle is
It's a mantis. It's a mantis.
Dylan, why don't you go first?
What's
since
your
you're not
number
here?
one? So that we don't take each other's number ones.
All right. If you guys were thinking about taking this one, now
I'll be pissed.
now you can't. So the Arthropleura also known as the monster millipede, which is
I didn't know it was gonna be his number one.
No, I didn't pick that one.
which
Me
is
neither.
9 feet long and has over.
No, that's not how it goes. You don't get to argue it now.
You just say the name. Just say the name.
That's
it.
your pick. All right, I'll hear you argue it later.
My pick, yeah. Don't fuck
Very
with
good. Very good.
I'll go next since
Dom.
we're in your basement tonight.
All right. Well,
My
undisclosed
number one
location, but-
is the Eastern Pond Hawk, which is
Eastern
a
Pond Hawk.
dragonfly.
This isn't top 10
my
bird
number
anymore.
3. It took my number 3. You can't. But I can still use it if I can beat you for 3.
So it's true.
But I might not because I don't want to disrespect you for that.
Yeah, but different kinds of dragonflies though.
Right. But I don't think I'm going to do that to you. So my number 1 is honeybee. And I'm going to kick the shit out of you guys like I usually do.
Yeah, because I had it on my list and I took it off because I knew you'd do a better argument that way.
Can you guys repeat yours again?
Sure.
Robber fly.
European praying mantis. Can you repeat yours again?
I'm going to say, it's the Jeffrey Epstein Island sacred.
The Anopheles mosquito.
Fuck.
The hawk mouth caterpillar is very rare.
It's called hot mouth?
Hawk.
Oh,
The
shit.
hawk.
You said hot mouth.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I was like, I might change my mind.
There's a sexy lips caterpillar on the
Woo!
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. 'Cause I was saying
98.6.
It's not- it's the
Not too
hawk.
shabby.
Hawk moth caterpillar.
Hawk moth.
Sorry,
and
not mouth.
they're
Hawk
very
mouth.
rare.
Not hot mouth, but
Hawk moth.
Hawk moth. My number
But
one.
I do have one more thing.
Okay.
Sure.
You're a bitch.
I knew it was something don't like that.